disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
We just killed those fucking men.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Welcome everybody to the Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. Yeah, this is your good friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King Bucho. King, are you there?
Sir.
Fantastic. Now listen, we got a fantastic show for everybody out there. We haven't even scratched the surface yet during these episodes of everything going on in the boxing world. And right now we've got Crawford versus Pacquiao coming up. It's a big fight. They're negotiating for it, possibly in June, July, whatever. So that could potentially offer us a lot, and I do mean a lot, of airtime here. A lot of discussion. Hopefully we get into fights. People call each other assholes, go after each other's mothers. But before we get to that, let's get the business out of the way, fellas. You know the drill. If you want to keep the gravy train rolling, you can contribute with the super chat. Or you can go to the PayPal page or the Patreon page, the BDA Patreon page, that is. But of course, the most important thing is that you continue to like and subscribe the show to spread the BDA gospel. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. We got Wexford DJ, Virtuoso, Mr. E, Mahir Khan, B-Space, Joe Prado, GB Guthrie. Shout out to GB. Virtuoso. Shout out to Virtuoso. Shout out to Joe Prado, Rapax Trucking Company, Iceman, Bolt Hype offering the bolts of thunder in there, or is it lighting? I always forget. René de Leon, Michael Poe, and speaking of contributions, shout out to Michael Poe for his contribution. He says, I might not make the show, but thanks for being so active. Well, thank you, Michael Poe. Really appreciate your contribution. Shout out to René de Leon for his contribution, and GB Guthrie as well. Fellas, every little bit helps. We're not asking for big donations here. But like I said, the most important thing is that you continue to spread the BDA gospel. Fellas, we got Gonzalo and Pete here on the Discord. We are going to be opening up the phone line soon. Let me take the number off there. But first, I want to get everybody's opinion. Look, Crawford versus Pacquiao, they're saying they might make it for this summer, June or July, perhaps in Dubai. Bob Arms says that now this is what I'm reading here in Boxing 24. Bob Arms coming out and saying, my idea is to make Crawford versus Spence a 40-40 split with the winner getting 20%. So he's still talking about that fight, but it might not happen. Might not happen. I mean, whatever. But still, Pacquiao, Crawford, we've been talking about this for close to a year or more than that. I still think it's an interesting fight. But fellas, you tell me what you think about this. Some people were saying, oh, you know, if Crawford wins, he's not going to get any credit. People are going to say that Pacquiao is old. And I was listening to Thunderdome, and he said the same thing. He says, well, he's old. We can't change it. I mean, let's not make it out to be. If Crawford beats the guy, he's not beating the Manny Pacquiao of 2009 who was running through Cotto and Hatton. What say you, fellas? I want to hear from you.
Well, that's an afterthought because I would really focus on what happens inside the ring on that one day, 3 months from now. Pacquiao would be 42 and a half. He fought Thurman, yeah, close to maybe 2 years ago, but still, he won that fight. So Pacquiao, we know he's an anomaly. We, I was gonna say we don't know what to expect, but we do know what we can expect, and that's a fight. He's always been competitive. When he lost, he went out on a shield, and that's one fight in 70 fights. And the losses that he's had, he's always been competitive. Some of those he got robbed. You guys know the story. So for people, as an afterthought to think, if credit wins, if Crawford wins, he's not going to get any credit. It's taken away from we might be privileged to watch on that ring on that one night because Pacquiao just might show up. He has a lot at stake. He probably wants to become president here in the Philippines. And I heard Diego Mandillo says he's got some relations going on with the people there and with the Saudis that he's making some investments that he might want to partake in this fight and make an example. In other words, he's gonna get up for the fight. He's gonna get up for the fight, and he's always shown up because most importantly than anything else, he loves boxing. The man loves boxing, and he's an all-time great, man. That's all I have to say for now.
Yeah, but you understand my point, right? I mean, some people are going to say, if Pacquiao beats him, people are going to say, the Pacquiao fans are going to say, oh, he beat a younger guy. But if Crawford beats him, those same fans are probably going to say, well, he beat an old man. But what I'm saying is, how good is Crawford? Is he good enough that we're going to give Pacquiao credit no matter what happens? Does it all depend on how the fight goes? Pete, what do you think?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Oh, look at that, baby. Yeah, let's see the fight first. But I think Gonzalo's right. When has Pacquiao ever shown up less than ready to go?
That's true, yeah. No, it's absolutely
left-hander. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and listen, don't forget again, Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn was really doing whatever he wanted there. A lot of what happened in there was assault. It wasn't a boxing match. That was assault. And Crawford, though, let's face the facts, man. It's true, though. I mean, first of all, I don't think these last 3 years, man, the guys he's fought have shown a lot of holes in his game. Benavides did it. Kavaluskas did it. So it's just, you're looking at Crawford and you're going, okay, he beats them. He's losing a lot. Oftentimes he's losing a lot of the rounds, like Deontay Wilder. And then eventually he just takes those guys out, like Deontay Wilder. So it makes me think, how good is he? And if Pacquiao beats him, is he just being the guy that takes advantage of all those flaws we've already seen and is able to take him out, even if he is Pacquiao, 42 years old? And let's not forget, Crawford, when Pacquiao fought Thurman was 30 years old. This Pacquiao is 42, but Crawford is 34. No spring chicken either.
Yeah. Crawford's going to be coming forward. Pacquiao, right? That's his style. He can change his style. He's not a Bernard Hopkins that in the last part of his career he became a different boxer. Pacquiao is the same Pacquiao. Now at 42, isn't that kind of dangerous at some point? You know what I mean? Because he always throughout his career he did take some punches, but he has a very good chin. So we didn't really question the fact that sometimes he got hit coming in. But I mean I don't know. What I'm trying to say is this maybe like gonna end badly for Pacquiao? Could this end badly?
I don't think he's necessarily the same Pacquiao. He's not fighting at the same frenetic. He's not fighting at the same frenetic pace. So with that being said, he's slowed down, but he's gonna be more cautious of knowing when to go in and throw punches against the counter puncher. That's gonna wait until you get yours off. Because if you're Pacquiao and you throw a combination and you get tired, when the counter puncher throws, he's gonna throw after you throw. So Pacquiao knows, he understands that when he's fighting a counter puncher, he's not gonna go up balls out like he did against Adrian Broner. He's gonna be measured in the sense that he knows he's gotta split his gas tank in between. If the fight goes 12 rounds, he's gotta make it last and hit on the gas when needs to hit on the gas and pump the brakes when needs to pump on the brakes.
Sorry to interrupt, man. I want to let you keep going, but Pete, you got some reverb coming from your end. I think you got your speakers on, or maybe your headphones are way too loud, and that's why we hear feedback. But so Gonzalo, you're saying you don't think Pacquiao's gonna go all out, but he didn't really go all out against
Did
Broner
he win
either.
a fight like that?
Well,
Yeah, even against-
if Crawford gets on the back foot, would you dart in recklessly? I mean, not when he was younger, he had the energy to do that, where he could dart in and out and move in different directions. That if he got the beat on you, you would have to be able to like find him because he's moving in and out, and for you to gauge where he's at and hit him, that'd be kind of hard. But now, yes, you might be able to time him coming in and out, but he's not gonna dive in recklessly. When he needs to use energy, yes, he's gonna get the beat on you, but he's gonna do it like, okay, I'm not just gonna jump in all the time. He's gonna jump in when he needs to. Because
Okay, yeah, I got
Crawford is not looking for the action, and Crawford is running and fighting from the outside, when Crawford decides to fight, I mean, then Pacquiao will decide to fight as well.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. And I do believe Crawford's going to be on the back foot. By the way, before we continue, shout out to DT for his contribution. No message left, but shout out to DT. Brian, who says Crawford whoops all the fighters at 147. Well, that remains to be seen. And Michael Poe says, I hope it doesn't end bad for Pacquiao. At least if he fights Crawford, he loses, but I hope he does it in style. I think he will do it in style, man. I mean, if Benavidez and Kravaliuskas could give Crawford all that trouble, I believe Pacquiao can as well. By the way, we got Stu on the Discord as well. So you fellas jump in whenever you want, man.
Did you shit your pants when Poland scored?
I fucking did shit my pants. To be fair though, I'm not sure if Kev's got the guts to ever come back here again. I'm not sure because he's gone missing, isn't he? So.
Wait. Did England beat Poland? Is that what happened?
England beat Poland today. It was a dreadful game. It really was. I'm surprised we're even awake to be on this show right now. That game was a snore fest. But yeah, we beat Poland 2-1. So another one in the bag for me against Kev.
Oh.
I'll just keep winning against this guy.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't call when the guys he's rooting for lose. Jason Borski in the chat says PL. What does that stand for, Poland or please? I don't know. Anyway, listen, we got Jimmy jumping in as well. Shout out to Jimmy for jumping in.
Guys?
How you doing, man? Listen, fellas, we're just talking about Crawford versus Pacquiao, and the whole thing is we're trying to figure out if it happens, because it's rumored that it might happen this year, June, July, Dubai. We're wondering how Crawford is going to fight him and whether he gets any credit for being Pacquiao.
Well, can I answer that?
Sure, go ahead.
No. Well, I no. Why was somebody else about to answer? Somebody else lined up to go?
I think he's breaking your balls, man.
Oh, all right. Look, who was that?
That's Pete.
That's Stu?
That's Uncle Pete.
Oh, Pete, you fucking silly prick.
You son of a bitch.
I should have known. My thing is this. Didn't he go there? He signed with the PBC and fucking exposed their supposed elite division, right? I mean, he beat fucking Thurman. He beat Porter, although Porter, beat himself. But, there was still Spence up until last month was holding out fucking hope. That was the cross he held up in front of everybody who tried to call him out. Well, I'm waiting for that fucking payday. So those guys are all lining up for it. Do I personally say that makes him the best fucking welterweight? No. He still, in my opinion, has to fight Spence to make that claim. That's a whole separate thing. But it has to be that. I mean, I can't think of anything else. For Bob to make the statement he made about, fucking it's a big fight, it's a pay-per-view, who else could it be? I mean, it wouldn't be Ortiz. A lot of people say it's probably him because you called him out. No, Oscar, unless he's desperate for money, unless he owes fucking couple of deal his money, why would he do that? That's silly. Why would you take your hottest young prospect and feed him up to possibly the best in the division right after he's gaining traction? PBC guys, that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to open up their books over there and show what the PPVs are really pulling down. Those guys, I don't think he's going to let any of those guys fight after what happened, like what Steve said, after what happened with Fury, Wilder, how that didn't even turn a profit. There's no real financial benefit for Al. And make no mistake, too, Al Heyman, I found out for sure because I went over their contract, the PBC contracts. Actually, I DM'd it to Heymanites. He's going to tweet it out. This kid, T Street controversy, right? He reads the whole thing. those guys can't even negotiate. They can call anybody out all they want. They can't even negotiate, reach out to a promoter unless they get the okay just to do that from Al. That's how in control he is of those fighters and who they're fighting. So I don't think it's anybody there. So who else is it left to make that kind of statement? A big pay-per-view. This is a big fight. For his wording and the way he's saying, if it isn't Pacquiao, it's going to make him look fucking stupid. Anyways, that's my
thing is, if it is Pacquiao, if it is Pacquiao, then it has to be sooner rather than later. I mean, how old are we going to let Pacquiao get before this fight happens? If Crawford wants it, fair enough. There's not a lot of options for him. I get that right now. But if Pacquiao's going to be that guy, that needs to be made soon, the next few months. Because Pacquiao's just getting older and older. And, you leave that fight another 10 months. No, I ain't giving you no credit for it. I'm giving Crawford
Isn't he
no
supposed to
credit for
release
that
it this week? Didn't he say it's supposed to be released this week, the information? I don't
know. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if it's not Pacquiao, then I hope it's never Pacquiao. If you get what I'm saying. Because
agreed.
This fight with Pacquiao has to happen now. It's no good fighting someone else, then fighting Pacquiao in 8, 9, 10 months. That's no good because Pacquiao's just going to be
the latest
older, and he's not been active himself. It's not like he's been active as he's getting older.
I think they're shooting. I think from what Bob said, Stu, I guess he's looking to do this. When's Cinco de Mayo? Is that in May?
May 5th.
I think that's what they're shooting for.
No, that's 1 month away.
But the thing is, won't Canelo be fighting on that day?
That's what they're saying. July is the rumor. June or July is the rumor for the Pacquiao.
June or July. Fight. Okay, so I was wrong on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, but why would they clash that with Canelo? Canelo, though, that's not a good idea. Surely
they're not. It's June or July. That's the date.
Yeah, I was wrong on. I'm not too up on that date on Cinco de Mayo.
But here's my fellas.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. It's May, isn't it?
Yeah. I had no idea. I thought it was later, but
he's already got that. Canelo already has that May date on standby. Well, I mean, he's got it settled. Shout out to Michael Poe for his contribution. Okay, he already said that. Chris K, aka Undercover Asian, he says Crawford is a pound-for-pound disappointment if he fights Pacquiao. All right, shout out to Chris K. And Brian says, why the PBC fighters act like divas, and do you think the PBC dies? If the PBC dies, will boxing improve or stay the same? Well, first of all, let's address Chris K's comment first. He says Crawford is a pound-for-pound disappointment if he fights Pacquiao. What do you guys think? I mean, even though it is Pacquiao, isn't it a little bit depressing that he's not fighting Errol Spence?
Of course. I mean, that goes without reason. That goes without saying, yeah. Spence is the best, the other best, but it's not going to happen. And it's not just with Crawford. If it was just Crawford, be one thing, but it's everybody. He's not letting any of his fighters leave the stable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to break.
In a way, I see that, but to me, when you say Crawford is fighting Pacquiao, I don't see it as like the Crawford moment. I see it as the Pacquiao moment. Why? Okay, yeah, I'm a fanboy for Pacquiao, but I'm going to say this why. Because he'd be doing something incredible. And if he would win, which there's a possibility that he could, imagine that you would witness history. It would be greater than what Duran did against Davey Moore. Maybe comparable, I don't know.
Not better.
But it would definitely be something that we haven't seen in a long time.
Agreed, Gonzalo. Absolutely.
Yeah, what is he, 42?
Yeah, 42 years old.
Now, Crawford's no spring chicken. He does have flaws, but he is a little bit more stronger, and I would say durable, than Keith Thurman was when Pacquiao fought him, even though Thurman was younger at the time. Now, as to Brian's comment, he says, why do PBC fighters act like divas? And do you think the PBC dies? If the PBC dies, boxing will improve or will it stay the same?
It would improve.
That's
obvious because those guys would go to all different promoters. That wall would be knocked down. I mean, he's got a lot. I mean, how many champions? He's got 6 champions right now. You know what I mean? They're like, it's not happening. Nobody's he's not letting anybody in because he has, again, that's always going to be driving Al Heyman, the financial bottom line. What are you saying, Pete?
I'm saying you're saying let anybody in, sign him wise or make the fights wise?
No, he's not letting them. Not letting anybody from he's not fighting his own people. See, everybody's wants to know who's ducking who, right? It's not even so much. I realized it was completely out of fucking Spence's hands when he didn't even mention Crawford at his fight. That's telling me, like, because Spence would be pissed enough to say something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, fuck you, something. The fact that he just didn't even, like, was told, like, no, he's not allowed to come in the ring. No, you can't talk about him, say anything. But, you know, and again, I guess there was a big. And all right, Al Heyman promised Fox when Ortiz Wilder went off, right? They were promised $500,000 minimum. That was how they, you know, structured the whole financial package. It didn't even sell half that. So I don't know if they get a bigger upcut. Ever since then, rumors has it that the deal soured between them, like the relationship. And if you go by what he's been feeding them, which has been crap, right? I mean, brutal shit. Obviously, it's not a good relationship. Showtime's not bending over to do anything. They invest all their money in MMA. I don't know what's going to happen. It's really kind of fucking crazy to see what happens.
Yeah,
is going to be another guy bail him out yet another time?
No, come on now. That's done with.
Well, maybe if Al Heyman finds himself a sugar daddy or something, or sugar mama. But I heard he doesn't go that way with sugar mamas, if you know what I mean. Real quick, we got a lot going on here. We got Viking Burial. Shout out to Viking Burial for his contribution. He says, Spence said he's not fighting Crawford unless he takes 70-30 now. Why is no one pressuring Spence? Why is Crawford being singled out? Well, listen, he might get his reward with the Pacquiao fight, so I guess it all works out for him for the moment. Shout out to that guy who says, I love this channel, keep on. Crawford versus Pac is a good fight because Pac is still competitive. Well, like Stu said, yes, it's competitive, but it has to happen now. Can't happen 10 months from now. Real quick, we got a phone call here. Let's go to the phone lines. Phone lines are open, by the way, people. 262, you're on the air. 262, what's on your mind? Oh, shit, hold on a second. Give me. Okay, go ahead. 262. What's on your mind?
Hey, it's Clemenza. What's going on, Jimmy? Pete, BDA, Butcho. What's going on?
Oh,
so
it's Johnny Boy.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, it's Clemenza. I love you with all my heart. If I don't see you again soon, I'm not gonna die. Now I got a couple of things to say. First of all, with the whole Pacquiao Crawford thing, I've heard it 35 times already that it's going to happen. It ain't going to fucking happen. I seriously doubt it. And if it does, I'll believe it when I see it because I've heard it about 15 fucking times this fight's going to happen. That's number one. Number two, fuck the PBC. Look at their schedule. They suck. They got they got Erzlandi Lara fighting some dude that looks like Jesse Eisenberg and Harry Potter had a kid. Okay, fuck out of here. Get out of here. Their whole schedule sucks. I refuse to watch. I refuse to watch any PBC card until I see Castaño Charlo set for undisputed at 154 pounds. I will not watch, report on, or do anything involving the PBC until I see that fucking fight set for undisputed. It's not an expensive fight to make. Get off your ass and get it done. That's number two. Number three, fuck all these exhibitions. They all suck. I don't care about Fat Oscar coming back to fight a 50-year-old to support his coke habit. Fuck the exhibitions. They're diverting our attention from what really matters. You understand? That's what the problem is with all those stupid-ass exhibitions. Jake Paul and that other fucking guy, the goofball from Wisconsin, that's gay. Fucking Oscar versus Dude is gay. Then we shouldn't be diverting our attention to that shit. We should be focusing on real boxing and the shit that actually matters in the sport instead of making a fucking joke of it like all these old farts coming out of retirement to feed their coke habits are doing.
Well, please tell me you're looking forward to something in boxing.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to Josh Taylor Ramirez, actual boxing. I'm looking forward to Josh Taylor Ramirez. I'm looking forward to fucking Haney Linares. I'm looking forward to Joe Smith and Vlasov in a week and a half here. And I'm also looking forward to Herring and Frampton on Saturday. You know, shit that's actually has a purpose. You know, that kind of shit. But with you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Not to be a fucking prick, BDA, but, you know, yeah. You know,
I have to agree with everything you said, Johnny. Everything you said, I agree. I thought it was a great call. It really was, bro. And this is where we are in boxing. Yeah. Go ahead, John.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say real quickly before I go, Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I want to see the Pacquiao Crawford fight, just like everybody else up here. I hope it does happen. I just have my doubts as to whether it does, because we've heard it fucking a dozen times before. You know what I mean? So, but that being said, and mind you, let's see who your favorite fighter's fighting at 42 years old. Let's see if he's still fighting guys on the fucking pound for pound list or not.
Hey, Johnny boy, Johnny boy,
Yeah.
did you? I heard. I don't know if I read this correctly on the Discord. Did you see King Kong versus Godzilla today?
Yes, I did. I predicted another fight. Johnny boy predicted correctly. Spoiler warning: Godzilla whipped his ass. Fuck out of here.
Do you?
Another fucking.
Please tell me we get to see
What's
King
that?
Kong's. Please tell me we get to see King Kong's cock on screen, on the big screen.
No, they're both fucking neuter. It might offend somebody, BD.
All right, well, there you have it. Another loss for the movie industry. All right, listen, Johnny boy, thank you for calling in, man.
For that Shields fight.
Anytime, fellas. Have a nice day, guys. God bless.
Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, man.
What'd you say, Pete? I didn't
Well,
get it.
Pacquiao's going to be hurting for money.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think Johnny made a great point when he said about boycotting PBC events until they start stepping up. I mean, there's only so much we can take of this. Look,
horrible.
Errol Spence doesn't look like he wants any part of Crawford. It looks that way to me. But I also believe Crawford's not the sort of guy that's willing to give a little in negotiation to get the deal done. He's a bit of a narcissist himself. A bit of a sport brat, wants everything his own way. And this is the problem. When you've got two kids like that, they're not going to give in negotiations. You've got to be willing to give and take. Like I said, Wilder and Fury, say what you like about them guys, but they got the deal done. Look, in an hour. We got to see two fights because they wanted a fight, 50-50 down the middle, all the way. You can't go wrong. And I expect that Crawford and Spence won't be having no part of 50-50. One of them's going to have to give, and I don't think they will. So next option for Crawford is Pacquiao.
I believe that they always been chasing Pacquiao because Pacquiao would sell more than Crawford versus Spence or Spence versus Crawford. They know that if they chase Pacquiao and that fight happens and this fight sells over, I don't know how many numbers, but Pacquiao usually sells. He sells a lot.
Yeah, but
so especially over there in Abu Dhabi. But you know another thing. I mean, if they're arguing over 10 or 20%, if those two guys were the welterweights, the Pacquiao, correction, what is it? Crawford and Spence. If you make 10 million and you're arguing over 10%, how much is that really? Are you arguing over 1 million or 2 million? That sounds a little ridiculous to me.
It's about who's got the biggest balls in negotiation with these two. I'm not giving in. I'm not letting Spence think that he's worth more than me, and vice versa. And you've got two kids going at it, and they're not going to give in by the looks of it. So we're going to have to miss that fight, I'm afraid. I don't see that fight being made. How is that going to be made? We've been talking about for how long? I don't even believe we should give this fight any airtime at all. Because right now it's a fantasy fight. That's all it is.
Crawford doesn't have the incentive to fight Spence because he has a potential mega fight with Pacquiao, right? So that he's always thinking, well, if I don't get that fight with Spence, I can always get that fight with Pacquiao, and I don't have to give in to any of Spence demands. So that comes into play.
This is it. This is what I mean. You spot on, but Joe, this is the thing. Crawford has got another option there by the looks of it, and I think he prefers the Pacquiao option because Pacquiao is, like I said, well past his best. He's got a belt as well, and if he gets that belt off Pacquiao, he's going to be stronger in negotiations with Spencer if they ever come to the table again. He's going to be saying, "Well, I've got these belts. I've just beat Pacquiao." He can bring a bit more to the table.
You guys, look. If Spence is making 10 million, but he's making 60%, how much is Crawford making? 8 million, right? So you tell or 9 million, right? Are you telling me you're arguing over $1 million and this why the fight won't happen when you're making 10 million and if you're getting 60%, the other guy's getting close to the 10 million?
The records don't indicate that money's going to be there, Gonzalo. The records don't indicate that there's going to be any millions It's 60-40, 70-30 of what? I mean, of what is the
That's what I'm
question?
saying. But you're hoping that it's gonna be a big fight. It's a big fight that at least you're gonna gain make 10 million. I'm going by 10 million because the big welterweight fights back in the days, that's what those guys would get paid like the most.
Hey, fellas, let's before we continue with this, let's go to the phone calls again real quick. We got people waiting. 619, you're on the air. 619, what's on your mind?
Yo, BDA Boxing. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you, man. What's on your mind?
All right, just let me know. I'm calling in from a new number. Hey, I just want to say shalom to everyone and happy Passover.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, shalom. Shalom right back at you, man.
I take it you're a Hebrew Israelite then, brother.
Gesundheit.
Is that right?
I'm sure there's some ancient ancestry within me somewhere, right?
That's right, yeah.
Hey, but I just wanted to point something out, guys. You're talking about Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, how this is a good fight. But what's in it for Manny Pacquiao? I mean, Manny Pacquiao is the bigger name, isn't he? I mean, he's the more accomplished guy. He's the A side. All of a sudden, he has to fight the best pound-for-pound guy out there, and he has to be happy with that and just take whatever money they give him. How is Terrence Crawford dictating anything to Manny Pacquiao? I don't think that's how this works, guys. Manny Pacquiao is a much bigger star. Terrence Crawford would be lucky to get a fight with Manny Pacquiao, and I bet you this fight's not even going to happen. If anything, these guys better be paying Manny Pacquiao to use his name in these social media posts just to say I'm negotiating with you. Right now, Manny Pacquiao is just a pawn. He's not even. He might even be the puppet master. He's not actually fighting these guys. They're paying him to negotiate. That's all.
What? They're not paying him to negotiate, but what's in it for Manny Pacquiao is what's been in it for him for the last 5 years. I mean, he exactly. Yeah. He should have retired years ago. This is his last grab at the apple fucking tour. But I'll tell you how much of a slap in the face it is for the PBC. Remember 3 years ago when he was released? Well, him and Bob parted ways because he owed his U.S. tax bill was close to $20 million, I guess. In order to fight here in the States again, it had to get paid. And Bob said, "No, I'm not paying it." And then he expected him to pay half. So what he did,
Yeah, he's saying Bob, let my people go, and I agree with him on this whole list of seasons. I agree with him.
Make no mistake, Pacquiao's earning 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. How much did he earn with Mayweather? Close to 100 million. Maybe I'm exaggerating.
No, hey, Gonzalo, make that 140 with that suitcase and the private jet.
I gotta tell you though, I kind of agree with the caller. I think Pacquiao should sue with a conspiracy. I think. Oh, wait a minute, this is bold hype. Okay, then I agree with bold hype. I agree with bold hype. I think Pacquiao should actually sue Crawford and Spence for using his name to negotiate. You know, it's like, oh, I'm getting that Pacquiao fight. No, I'm getting that Pacquiao fight. It's like they're trying to play each other, and I think Pacquiao should. Does he have any grounds to sue, possibly for sexual assault or some form of assault in that form?
We could get a lawyer to figure it out.
Some form of writing certain body parts. Yeah, I think. Look, the thing is, if you say you're in negotiations with the top contender or big name, then the boxing commissions and so forth, they have to give you extensions. They have to work the contract system appropriately. If you say you're in negotiations and all of a sudden at the last minute it falls out, then you can keep your belt. So that's all Ryan Garcia did. He's using the Oscar De La Hoya playbook, right? They're saying, hey, Manny Pacquiao, I'll pay you $1 million. Let's negotiate. It extends my reign as a champion. You know, I put your name out there, build your brand, my brand. At the end of the day, we're not actually going to fight, but let's try to make some money. Let's try to piggyback off each other to do this. What do you guys think about that?
That's true, man. It's parasitic, if you ask me. What do you guys think?
Glory snatching, it's been a part of the game for too long. It's social media has actually driven it up even worse now because of Twitter and whatnot.
That's
so,
right.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure when the caller said about Crawford not deserving a fight with Manny Pacquiao when Jeff Horn got one. and other people. So yeah, I mean, look,
Keith
What
Thurman.
I'm saying,
yeah, well,
no, you're
look,
getting it
look,
wrong. I'm saying, what's in it
Pacquiao.
for Manny? Why Manny
Yeah,
Pacquiao
but
could take money with
Pacquiao's
anyone.
at a
Why does
stage of
he
his
need to
career
take on
where
the most
he's
dangerous?
he's not going to get much bigger than Crawford. 1 second, caller. He's not going to get much bigger than Crawford. Who do you expect Pacquiao to hang around and fight? I mean, Crawford for me is him and Spence at the top. So if Pacquiao still wants to fight the best, well, I'm not sure. I'm sure he does because it's in him. He's a warrior. I'm sure he wants to fight the best, and if that's the case, then he ain't going to get no better than Crawford. So if Crawford's not worthy of a fight with Manny Pacquiao, my question to you is, who the fuck is around here? Should we bring Kell Brook back, shall we? I mean, come on.
Go. Let my people go. Let my people go. Let Pacquiao retire. Let Terence Crawford out of his contract. Let Terence Crawford go sign with the Zone Matchroom and then go get those fights. I mean, he's definitely not going to the PBC. That's a sinking ship.
Nobody's kidnapped Pacquiao and is holding him hostage. Is telling him you gotta fight. The only reason he's fighting is because he wants to. He wants to. That's the only reason.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, we might get the Crawford fight. We might not. Like Johnny Boy and now Bolt Hyper saying they think that fight is not going to happen. So I guess we keep our eyes peeled and our ears to the ground and whatever else you might say. And we watch out for what happens. Anyway, listen, Bolt Hype, we got to move on. We got other calls, but thank you for your call. Shalom. Right back at you. All right, man?
All right.
Take it easy.
Shalom.
Recognize, what do you think about the Shalom? You got a problem with that? Or you're good, right?
No, I mean it's fantastic. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind saluting the I don't mind saluting the masters of the universe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Recognize it's woke. Recognize it's woke. Remember that.
Recognize
he just dropped his locks. He just dropped his locks off his bagel. Hey, watch it.
I love.
It's really the site feed. It's really the site feed that's gonna. I mean, that's what's bringing Manny. I know he wants to fight because he loves the box. Like Triple G, he loved box. But the thing about it is, like, they got to be bringing a serious fucking site fee for that fight. Probably huge.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man, yeah. And but like Jimmy said, it's like all these guys know that the site fee that the Dubai brings, especially for a Pacquiao fight, will be huge. So they're glory hole snatching, like Jimmy said, glory hole snatching. Real quick, man, let's go. Snatching. That's right. Let's go to another phone call real quick. 84, this time from Illinois. 847, you're on the air. 847, what's on your mind?
That's Kevin.
Hey, BDA, what's going on, everybody on the panel?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
I was going to make that great point that Gonzalo made, that Pacquiao wants these fights. Like, he can go fight bums all he wants. He could line up bomb after bomb after bomb at this age. He can do whatever he wants. He wants these fights. He's a warrior. He wants Crawford. He wants Spence. They don't want it for whatever reasons. I think Spence is trying to stack up belts and then trying to A-side the crap out of everybody. Honestly, that's what I think he's trying to do. But
yeah, great.
I mean, yeah, Gonzalo made that point because look, if you would pay attention, like, even goes back a couple years, like Errol Spence, like sometimes he'll be like, oh, I don't want to hear it. He's like, I'm not worried about Crawford. Like, he has said that, but there's been times when he's been like, it's gonna happen. Trust me, it's gonna happen. And now that the Ugas fight is pretty much set up without being announced, and we all know that's going to happen, one of his latest tweets was like, when I get this third belt, let's see who's avoiding who. So that's what makes me think, like, I think he's going to get that third belt and then try to A-side the shit out of Crawford, and it's either take it or leave it, and then if Crawford don't take it, it's going to be like, oh, well, I wanted it. He ducked me.
Well, let's talk about that. First of all, before we even get to Crawford Spence, which again, you're saying Spence's tactic is to get all the belts to get some leverage against Crawford. But what do you think? Do you think Crawford gets through Pacquiao?
Me personally, I love Pacquiao. I think I got to see the man lose before I could, say anybody beats him. I mean, I saw him lose to Marquez, but apart from that, I've seen him robbed time after time. I haven't seen the man lose straight up. Not even against Mayweather.
What about Mayweather?
An unpopular opinion.
He said no.
I said not even against Mayweather, even though it's an unpopular opinion. But I haven't.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Claudio.
It's a tough fight. I
agree. It is an unpopular opinion.
It's tougher than the Spence fight. I think it's a tougher fight for Pacquiao.
Mayweather didn't separate shit.
Crawford is a tougher fight than Spence, but I'm taking Pacquiao. I mean, I know he's 42, but the guy stays in shape. The guy doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. Like. He's training now.
He has a good shot of winning the fight, man. He does.
But caller, let me put it to you this way, man, because I rewatched that Thurman Pacquiao fight not that long ago, and I still maintain, and I saw that when I rewatched the fight, Pacquiao, he walked out of that ring beat up, man. He didn't feel all that great. Now it's normal because he's 42, but that's precisely my point. At 42, can he stand up to Crawford's wild swings? Because he really is a wild swinger. He's got those long ass orangutan arms. He's got a lot of snap on his
Praying
shots.
mantis.
He's a strong
Yeah, he does
dude.
the praying mantis thing.
He's like a praying mantis. Yeah. So do you think?
I mean,
yeah.
No, go ahead. What would it, do I think?
Well, my question is: do you think he can stand up to Crawford in the later rounds when Pacquiao's gas tank and age start to play a factor in there?
I mean, I'm gonna be real and say that it's a possibility Crawford wins. I think it's the tougher fight. Like I said, I think it's the toughest fight that he can make right now. I mean, I don't see anybody else in the welterweight division that's a tougher fight. Yeah, people will argue Spence, but I mean, I think Crawford. But yeah, of course, I think that Crawford can get him. But like I said, I haven't seen the man lose. I'm a fan of his, so I'll ride with him till I see him lose. But I mean, keeping it real, yeah. I mean, Crawford is a real threat, and I mean, we'll just see if it happens. Hopefully it does. I hope it does happen.
All right. Well, listen, hopefully it does happen, and I'm excited. I would be very excited. I'm still very excited to see it, man, for sure. So listen, 847, thank you for your call, and call back next time. All right, man? Good call.
Cool.
Okay, I just got one. Can I just say one more thing, BDA?
Absolutely. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, the only other thing I was going to say was that another reason why I think this might happen, it was already leaked that Crawford's contract with Top Rank is up in October, which Aaron wasn't too pleased about that. But so I'm thinking, Aaron might just cash him out because yeah, obviously if the fight happens, it has to take place in the Middle East to get that big purse. I feel if Aaron's like, man, I'm gonna lose this guy anyway. Fuck it, just cash him out.
Fellas, what do you think?
I mean, we know he's been protected by Aaron. We know he's protected Aaron. I mean, Aaron's protected him. We know that. So why would he let him go to the Middle East? That's why I thought the fight wasn't going to happen because I was like, Aaron was not going to let him go to the Middle East.
Well, this is the third caller in a row, I think, who's mentioned when his contract's up. I don't understand. What's the incentive for Crawford to go anywhere else? Because as it is now, guaranteed money, he's the highest paid welterweight. He gets guaranteed no matter who shows up, the fight goes off no matter what. If he makes it to that date, he gets $3.5 million. The next closest is Spence. What's that?
He says that's if Aaron doesn't try to extend the contract.
No, I know. It all depends on if Aaron's willing to extend it.
Fights and be like, okay, now you got to sign an extension. Boom. So we'll see what happens.
But he's going to want to. He should resign the extension. He probably will. It's in his best interest.
It's in his best interest financially.
Fucking Hearn? No.
I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe Hearn. Look, I think Bob Arum and Terence Crawford, it seems like the honeymoon's over, man. I think Arum's tired of hitting that booty and he wants to let it go and give it to somebody else, man, for a pack of cigarettes. All right, listen.
It's one of them where you can't keep throwing money at something and it's bringing nothing in return. It's like when it's a fouling business sort of thing, isn't it? When a business is fouling, you keep pumping money in it, hoping something's going to magically bring you some income, and it doesn't happen like that. And I think that's the case with Crawford. He's made it clear on Twitter that he was losing money with Terence Crawford, and I don't think he would shed a tear if Crawford moved on.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he's been losing money with Terence Crawford. I find it kind of weird that Bob Arum, I listen to what Bob Arum says, not like what people on YouTube have to say. In my mind, Bob Arum always had concerns about him fighting Manny Pacquiao earlier, like 5 years ago. He always had concerns about that. And now, you look at the landscape for Terence Crawford in terms of the opponents he has in front of him and the money he's getting and what Arum is getting back. He can't be making money on Terence Crawford. And so the fact that he's willing to let Terence Crawford go to, or this is even in negotiation, that they're willing to go to overseas to fight a legend in Manny Pacquiao, where you would think he is the more famous, influential fighter between the two over there. So if the fight's close, they just call, they give anybody the benefit of the doubt. They give it to Pacquiao. I mean, that's very possible, and it's very possible that Pacquiao does give him a good fight, even though he's 42, 43 years old.
That's
he can
right.
still give Crawford a good fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
Man.
did,
That's
did Bob come out and say Pacquiao? Where did the name Pacquiao come from? I mean, it makes sense to me, but did anybody from their end say it? Only because not even 4 months ago, Pacquiao was putting on his Instagram page how he knows he still owes the PBC one more fight. That's why it made sense that it might have been Mickey, but then Mickey Garcia and DAZN. But either way, he was, again, he promised to do 3 fights for pay-per-views for the PBC. So it'd be ironic that he left the fucking Top Rank, got PBC to pay his bill, didn't fulfill his fucking, obligations there, went back to fucking, Top Rank for more money. For another
Well, listen.
Yeah, but when these Arabs if I'm over there and I've got a site feed, if I got millions together I want to see a big fight. Shit, Aram's the one that's putting it together. He's the promoter. There's no other promoter involved here in this conversation. So I mean. I just can't imagine PBC lining Pacquiao up for anybody but another PBC fighter because, it is less.
Yeah,
Spence fight brings them more money.
The PBC, when all their fighters broke away from Oscar De La Hoya, probably the worst thing that ever happened to boxing. Because I still believe if them fighters were with De La Hoya now, these big fights would be made. Because say one thing you like about De La Hoya, at least if it gets fights made, he'll talk to promoters and get the deal done. And that's not what's happening with Al Heyman. He's trying to keep everything in house, and it's hurting boxing. So that's probably the day De La Hoya lost all his fighters to Al Heyman was probably the day boxing, but started to go downhill from.
Well, listen, when it comes to that, yeah, people always are always going to complain about something. But yeah, it's just when those guys left for the PBC, it just got worse and worse and worse with every year. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. We got a lot of phone calls here. Let's go to I can't see which one was first. Anyway, 470, you're on the air. 470, what's on your mind?
What's going on, guys? This is a Bob Arum smokescreen. First of all, Manny Pacquiao, 42 years old, is not coming back after his 2-year layoff to fight a prime Terence Crawford. He has zero chance. This was all a smokescreen designed to get leverage on Sean Porter to sign a deal to fight. That's all this is.
That could be true. That could be true.
The other smoke screen that Arum is working right now is with Joshua Fury. I think they know when and where the fight's going to be, but they need to delay it until later in the year. And so they're just trying to delay and use COVID as a way to as an excuse because Tyson Fury is you hear him now, he's objecting to his long layoff and the fight being delayed. You hear his dad talking about they need to fight twice a year.
Yeah, he's acting like a bitch, is what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I think that Joshua Fury fight will be delayed. It will happen later this year, but they need excuses and they need to push it back. Because I think whatever venue they're going to fight at probably has told them that we need to wait till probably August, September, for COVID regulations or whatever, and we can have a crowd or whatever. So that it's all a smokescreen from Arum on both fronts.
So do you think the Crawford fight for him, the fight's going to be what? Josito Lopez, and meanwhile Spence fights Ugas.
It's going to be Sean Porter.
Sean Porter. Okay. Well, that's better than Josito Lopez. I'll tell you what. But
yeah, but a pay-per-view.
No.
Did you guys hear pay-per-view? Did he actually say it's going to be a big pay-per-view?
They might. Why not?
I like Crawford Porter. I think that's a brilliant.
Yeah, fight. but you would make because Bob would go back on his words because he actually poo-pooed on fucking Spence Porter being a pay-per-view. Remember, I don't know. I'll try to find the quote, but I remember he's saying that Porter wasn't. Yeah, but the thing is, I think, you know what I mean? Like that would look pretty fucked up. Did he turn around?
But you got to remember, Bob's the same guy that said fucking Pulev would knock Anthony Joshua out. So you can't really take this guy serious.
Is that true? He did say that.
Well, there's hyperbole, and then there's like, you know what I mean? Like I can't say it. And again,
well, he's supposed to say that. He's supposed to say that because that's his fighter, Pulev. The promoter's not gonna be Joshua's gonna knock out my fighter.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I think he was hating on AJ and his.
I mean, because he's not a fan. First of all, he's a promoter, so he's just
I get
in the
it.
money.
I know. I totally get it, Gonzalo. I know what you're talking about. I don't mind it sometimes.
it's still whatever Bob says. I mean, you got to take it as
He sounded sour, right? Stu, didn't he sound like a sour dude? Like, oh, I don't
Yeah,
promote
but
you.
he's
So
one of them
fuck it.
bitter old men, isn't he? He's one of them bitter old, twisted old men. I just, you know, look for me. I mean, when he says something, I just take it with a pinch of salt, no matter what it is.
Me too.
So,
I agree. He's a promoter. He's a lawyer. He's a lot of things, but you know, I
Yeah,
don't.
he usually
I don't trust him.
he
When he
usually
says
right. He usually runs his mouth, but to make such a like he was like knowing it would get caught like that. He doesn't usually say, "I have a big announcement coming," like something like that, and then not for it to come through. At least it's just weird that he would say that. Can I just put up one thing? I'm I gotta find out if that's Evan Korn. He follows me on Twitter, and she's a good dude. He used to be a caller on the show I used to be on, and now he's the media director of Top Rank. Why the fuck is Bob calling into barbershop conversations? I just got to put that out there. After all the shit that, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's not a good look for
he
me.
was on there, wasn't he? Was he?
Yes,
Was he on?
dude. This story
to be
broke.
fair, Bob Arum is quite approachable to YouTube channels. I mean, he is quite an
Yeah.
approachable guy. The fact is, though, you're just not going to get the truth out of the guy. So you're going to waste an hour of your time listening to his
I'll
bullshit.
come on to your show as long as you tell that recognize.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why people are Donald. All these MMA guys, they're all a
Look,
bunch of anti-white,
Don't
white
be surprised if.
homosexuals.
Even
I was going to say, don't be
PBC won't
surprised if
give
Bob
him
robbed
it.
Crawford. You know, if this fight does happen, don't be surprised if Bob robs Crawford. Trust me.
Yeah.
There's something between Bob and Terrence. That's them two are not close right now. I'm telling you that now.
Imagine Bob Arum starts banging Crawford's wife. And maybe that's what started the whole thing. You never know, man. Maybe Bob Arum likes big, fat chocolate women. You never know. By the way, 470, you're still in the air.
I think that'll be the last day Bob lives on this earth. You know what I mean?
Hey,
You know,
470.
What if Crawford has to convert? What if he has to convert and he comes out with a yarmulke? No.
Oh, Jesus. Imagine that, man. Jeez. Black Israelite. Hey, 470, you're still on the air. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, I just want to say, I think we're going to look forward to Crawford Porter pay-per-view. Porter did a good job in his fight with Spence, won all 12 rounds, competitive, very competitive. So, I think it sells well on pay-per-view. And, Crawford has the opportunity to prove, he can destroy an opponent faster and better than Spence did. So I think it's a good look.
Yeah, and that's what makes this fight make sense to me, because we can judge how Terence Crawford does against Sean Porter. We've seen Spence, we've seen what the problems Porter brought to Spence, and we're going to listen. Sean Porter brings problems to everyone, so Terence Crawford is going to have his hands full that night. I don't care how good he is. Sean Porter, he's sort of. You're going to have to dig deep to beat that guy, and I think Terence has got that in him. He's got the dog in him, and that's what you need, like Spence. But we'll see. I
see Crawford fans doing the same thing, Stu. Where remember the fight between Spence and Porter? There was a lot of Spence fans calling in. He's gonna knock out Porter. I'm like, dude, that'll be amazing if he did. But
if Terence Crawford knocks Sean Porter out, then he goes right to the top.
That would be.
Yeah,
that would be.
There's no argument. Then. There's no argument.
And nobody on this show predicted that. I remember nobody said.
Nobody.
Nobody on this show thought he was going to stop Porter.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, and it might be that one, and it's on the 5th of June. If it's on the 5th of July, that's 4th of July weekend, not June but July. So that could also happen.
All right, listen, 470. Thank you for your call. We'll catch you in the next one. All right, man. Good call. Take it easy, man.
All right, guys.
All right, let's go real quick to another phone call here. Let's go to, because we got a lot of people. People are interested in this subject. 351, you're on the air. 351, what's on your mind?
What's up, BDA? It's Michael Pope.
Oh, Michael, how you doing, man? Thank you for your call. What's on your mind?
Is my connection all right? 'Cause I sounded like it was skipping.
You're coming in crystal clear, baby. What's on your mind?
No, I was wondering, because if the Errol Spence fight happens and the Crawford fight, and I like Crawford, his personality. But I've seen a lot of mistakes when he was fighting Kavaluskas when he gets wild. You don't think Errol Spence would be able to win that fight off just a jab, possibly better defense?
Against
what's your take on who would win
against
if
Crawford?
that actually happened?
He's talking about Crawford, right?
Yeah, Spence Crawford.
Spence Crawford.
Yeah,
I mean,
Crawford and Spence. Who
I'm
do
with
you
the
think would
caller.
win that? Because,
Yeah, I think Spence. Because of the reason that you said, the jab.
yeah, that's what that.
I
He
think
gets
he'll be able to
wild when
control
he starts
him.
swinging and he's left open.
Yeah.
Right, because he went down.
He'll
with Kevin Lucas,
land.
even though they didn't
He'll have
count
his
it,
moments against. He'll have his moment against Spence. I definitely see that. I definitely see him having moments where he kind of like switches stance and you know, kind of could get
yeah.
He could probably get Spence's rhythm for a little bit, but Spence, you know, he doesn't do much things. He doesn't do a lot of things, but what he does it really good, and it's off the fucking jab, bro. That jab is his
You think the
his bread and butter right there.
accident messed him up?
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think if
Yeah,
Spence fights Crawford, if Spence fights Crawford, he's gonna make him do the, you know, like I said, the bread and butter is the jab. That jab's gonna make the bread and butter. Spread those ass cheeks and stick that jab in there, man. Let me tell you. I think. Well, Michael.
I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that.
But you meant that. But you meant it. But that's what you meant, right?
Michael, I like Bob Arum as a promoter. He's not the worst. Trust me. There's far worse promoters out there. By the way, I shouldn't say this, but Vince McMahon knows. Let's put it this way: he knows where some bodies are buried, from what I heard. So he's not the worst promoter in the world.
Wait a minute.
He can't find me. So
wait. What are you saying? You're saying Vince McMahon knows where what?
He's just known to done some shady shit in the past.
Holy shit!
It's not confirmed, but he knows a lot of shit. So Bob's not the worst promoter unless he's done something like that. So.
Well, I'm putting up the disclaimer here.
For his age, the man is doing well. So.
Hey, Michael.
Anyway, guys, I appreciate your call.
Hey, Michael. Before you go, real quick, before we move on, real quick, who would you pick? Crawford, Pacquiao. If that fight happens, who are you picking for that one?
Oh, Jesus, it's heartbreaking because I want to see Pacquiao. He'll probably lose, but I just want to see him lose with grace if he does lose. But I would want Pacquiao, of course. He was my hero, and I liked him growing up. So, well, growing up, I'm 43, but you know, back in that era when he was around.
Yeah, this is when I was growing up, when I was 38. I was like,
but I meant that I was trying to say the earlier 2000s.
I got you. Yeah.
I was into him. I was into Oscar De La Hoya and all that.
Yeah, when you were younger, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just younger.
But it is true. It is true. Michael, since 90s and 90s, Pacquiao started boxing. I was a teenager. I'm also your age. We did watch him growing up. It's crazy.
I saw the Tyson Holyfield. I saw the Holyfield Lewis. I always talk about corruption. I just don't like it for anybody. I knew, and Holyfield, I wanted him to win. And when it was a draw, I said, dude, because I'm not one of those people that just want to win for a guy I root for, and I know it's not true. I don't like that stuff.
That's right.
That's why when Triple G fought Derevyanchenko, I don't think he won, and I like Triple G. But that's just my opinion.
All right, Michael, thank you for your call, man. We'll catch you on the next one, all right, man?
Guys, thanks a lot, and thank goodness Kevin wasn't on. He interrupted the hell out of me last time for no reason.
All right, take it easy, man.
Guys, take it easy. Have a good one. All right.
You too, man.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, everyone's going after Kevin. Hey, by the way, guys, should we go to the wild card? We got the wild card open, and we got a strange phone number here on the line. Should we go to it? You guys take care of it if we go to it.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button, people. It's gonna
hit the like button, guys.
Yeah, and yes, take wild card.
Wild card. All right.
I feel lucky today, man.
Wild card 111. You're on the air. What's on your mind?
111.
Yo.
Yeah. Wild card. What's on your mind?
Yeah. So, I think Crawford will stop Manny Pacquiao late. I just don't think. Now, if it's the same Manny Pacquiao who fought third,
I like this kid's voice.
Be a great fight. Too. I really do. And Stu, I think
don't laugh at us. Don't laugh at us.
It should be the co-main event. I'll knock out.
Hey, bro, I can't even hear you. It sounds so retarded. You're just making me laugh, bro.
The London bridges are falling, knocking out
Can I do an imitation of this guy's voice real quick?
Go back to sleep.
We can't hear you, man.
No, I can hear. I heard him good.
All right, we cool.
I think Manny Pacquiao's gonna get knocked up in the 11th round because he's not built enough to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he might get knocked out.
Manny
That
Pacquiao.
guy, he actually sounds like a fucking a sex pest.
Ah, jeez, Louise, what the fuck? Hey, by the way, shout out real quick before we continue. Shout out to Amok PvP for his contribution. He says Errol scared to cross the street, Spence Jr. Well, at least he's not walking the streets in a pair of Daisy Dukes, man. If you have had to do that in your lifetime, then you've hit some hard times. So shout out to Amok PvP for his contribution. So, fellas, let's get right back to it, man. We were talking a lot about the money and the side fees and all that, and that's interesting. But at the end of the day, can Manny Pacquiao beat Terence Crawford at this stage in his career?
I'm gonna say no. No, you can't.
Oh, why not? You can just say no.
Just I want to
He's
say
got
no.
a big size disadvantage.
No.
Disadvantage.
Listen. This is what I mean. I think I give Pacquiao the shot to beat him. It's 50-50. But if I wouldn't bet I would bet my money because, you know, I'm kind of interested in looking at the odds and what the odds are going into that fight. But here's the thing about Manny Pacquiao, right? I was impressed with his last fight against Thurman. I thought he may have gassed a little bit towards the last 2 rounds maybe. He looked a little bit winded, which you would expect from a guy in his 40s. He hasn't fought in 2 years though. That's the little concern. But then again, Manny Pacquiao's a different ballgame. We just know that the guy's, he's an instinct fighter. If everything's clicking, he definitely gives Crawford problems, bro, especially early.
2 years out of the ring, bro. I mean, at 40, when you're 40, you've got to be active. Like when B-Hop was doing it at 40, he was active. Klitschko the same. You got to stay in shape all year round and be active. They live the sport, right? Manny Pacquiao obviously lives the sport himself, but far too much going on in Manny Pacquiao's life right now to be constantly in the gym, staying on weight. And look, I don't care how good you are.
He trains every day.
I don't care how good you are, mate. I don't care how good you are. When you're 41 years old and you've been out of the ring 2 years.
42.
Well, 42 then, even worse, right? And you've been out of the ring 2 years. Your timing's going to be off. Your match fitness, shall we say, is not going to be there. And you're fighting the top 3 pound for pound fighter in the world. I mean, your chances are not going to be very good for me. And that's why I just don't see Pacquiao winning this fight. 2 years, that's just too long out of the ring.
I do see Pacquiao giving him problems in the first half of the fight. I can see that for sure. The key for him is going to be the second half.
By the way, Terence Crawford's footwork, people say it stinks, but say what you want about it, but he's pretty quick on his feet and he can keep guys turning.
That doesn't stink. I mean, that's stupid. He's got good footwork.
But when people also remember, he's got those long-ass orangutan arms. So he can keep Pacquiao turning, he can keep him away with those long arms, or he can tie him up. And depending on the referee, it could let him get away with a lot of clinching because Crawford doesn't really fight on the inside. So...
Well, it could go one or two ways. He can keep Pacquiao turning, or Pacquiao can keep him having to turn to catch up to him. Right? And Pacquiao is more nimble because he's got the shorter legs, the T-Rex arms, and not to discredit that, but when you're on the inside and Crawford got the long arms, man, the guy with the smaller arms is going to tattoo him up that much faster on the inside.
That's a good fucking point because I was just brought up. That's so true, man.
If I was Pacquiao, I was going to agree with everything Stu said. So I won't go over that. The time, the age, everything Stu said was spot on. But another thing, if I was Crawford, I would be on my bike. I'd be just fucking dancing. I'd make him work for everything. If he's going to land a jab, he's going to have to go 3 feet. You know what I mean? Take 3 steps to do it. I'd have him and just making him do what he used to be great at 15 years ago. And the sooner you take his legs and you see a little less bounce, then you attack. He's 42 without the timing, the fight. That's a big ask. He's a talent, an all-time generation talent.
That's a
massive ask.
That's probably the tactic he's going to use, Jimmy. The tactic that he, of staying on the outside, using lateral movement, going side to side and make Manny Pacquiao try to rush, lose his patience and come in. Or if not, just make it hard for him to, he's got to take 3 steps forward. Yeah.
The more stationary he is, the worse.
Because at the end of the day, with Crawford, he's at the top of his game right now. His timing seems to be spot on. When he hit Kell Brook, that was just don't get no cleaner than that shot he hit him. I mean, Manny Pacquiao, I've always said he's like a wasp. He's in and out, he's buzzing around, and this Manny Pacquiao, he just seems to be flying into a lot of shots recently. He's walking onto a lot of these shots. He's just not as quick anymore. He's still trying to fight like he was when he was in his prime, and that's
plus
that's
that private jet with a little extra, $30 million.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure Crawford's got a private jet, so I'm not sure he's going to take a bribe on that one. But...
Maybe Bob Arum does. You never know.
I'm sharing the screen here with you fellas, and this is just an example of. This is what Pacquiao, recognize him at a good point. The first 6 rounds, Pacquiao is very dangerous. Actually, if we want to be rough on him, we'll say the first 5, because by the 6th, he was slowing down. This is what he did a lot of against Keith Thurman. Blocking shots, backing up, and just letting the other guy throw some shots. Keith Thurman hits pretty hard, man. I know he's not a Deontay Wilder type puncher, but he's got quick hands and he's got power. But I think Crawford at this point is fresher than Keith Thurman. And I think if Pacquiao does this, I think it could wear him down eventually. What do you guys think? Can he take these type of shots from Crawford? Or?
Well, I think Thurman fought nervous. I think the moment was big and it got a hold of him. He seemed like he had butterflies. He fought that way. Just didn't fight confident. And Crawford's going to have much more confidence. And he's a mean kid. I mean, let's be honest. He's a mean kid. Thurman isn't. Can I just say one thing about
Jimmy? He did try though. He did try, but
no, I believe he tried.
He was winning.
He was winning like from Pacquiao.
Yeah,
I'm just saying this kid is in his physical prime.
I know, but I just want to comment a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Let Gonzalo speak.
Calm down, guys. Everybody calm down.
Yeah, in the middle, like the 1 minute, 1 minute and a half mark, Thurman was getting the best of Pacquiao. By the time the round ended, Thurman was looking dejected. He was peering to the floor. His nose was bleeding. In the end, Manny Pacquiao was getting his big get back, and those rounds were competitive, right? But I did see Thurman give a good performance.
Yeah, but the thing is, Terence Crawford's a lot stronger than Thurman. Hits a lot harder, more schooled. Keith Thurman, I don't know what's happened to Keith Thurman. That snapping his punch seems to have gone. I think half the time he's throwing arm punches because he's on the move all the time. He's not planting. And then when he does plant his feet, he just seems to put his head down and swing for the heels. There's just no technique behind his shots. Thurman, that Keith one-time Thurman that was smashing everyone to pieces, he's well gone. And that's what I'm saying. This one, he seems to be a bit frail and fragile for me. That Thurman, where
he's been gone before going into this fight. Too, he's been gone. That one time Thurman was the one thing I would say. I was very impressed with Pac's with Manny Pacquiao's performance, but he wasn't fighting the one time that that one time was already gone going into that fight.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. I mean, I don't know what happened with Keith Thurman. He sort of lost his spite, and I've always said it was the fight with Collazo. He took that big body shot from Collazo.
Porter,
he
fight
never
too?
seemed to be the same fighter since then.
The Porter fight.
And he got rocked by that other, the other Spanish kid rocked him.
Collazo.
The other kid did. Well, no, there was another one too. Caught him with a headshot.
Exactly. That's a long time after what I'm talking about. That's Josecito Lopez. But no, I was talking when he fought Collazo.
Oh no, not Josecito Lopez. I'm talking to dude way back in the day. Clipped him in the jaw. He did his legs. It's the first time I started. What was his name? He was Remember, he would always fucking take his shirt off everywhere he went. A Mexican kid.
You have to be
Soto Carat.
Oh, you know about Soto Carat.
Soto Carat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soto
Yeah.
Crash was the first person I seen rock him, and he became to me after that the back foot boogeyman. But what I don't like about him, and even his personality, listen, he's not even centered in life. He sits down with Mark Kriegel, right, and he tries to talk like a college professor about intellect, and you know what I mean. And then he sits down and throws up an Instagram post, and he sounds like a reject from Yo MTV Raps. It's like, dude, you fucking, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you don't even have a real personality, man. You're always fronting. You don't
What
even,
the fuck
you know,
you saying,
so
homie?
I don't respect that shit.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he
Go ahead, Gonzalo. Go ahead.
in the first round, you could attribute it to maybe Thurman got caught cold. It was the first round, but he attacked Manny Pacquiao, and the way Manny Pacquiao came back at him, I think he dropped him with the lead right hand. He can have those moments against Thurman, against Crawford, when he blitzes forward, and he might do that in some point in the fight against Crawford. He can have that moment.
Well, he would have to, right, Gonzalo? If he doesn't get Crawford's respect, like you're 100% right. I think he will do that in one of the first. Shut up, knucklehead! First couple of rounds, because he's going to want to fucking get that respect.
Hey, don't talk to Gonzalo that way, man. Come on. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But Gonzalo,
you made an excellent point about the. I wanted to talk about that a little bit about. You know, Crawford does swing wild, and he's got really long arms. And I think if Pacquiao could establish sort of like a mid-range or in his chest style, he can definitely get there before this guy Crawford. The only problem that I have with that is that he gets caught with an uppercut. You know, the one thing I could see Crawford making the adjustments and saying, all right, this motherfucker's in my chest. Gotta hit him.
He's got to fight southpaw.
Crawford timing these shots
Yep.
nicely as well.
Yep.
These shots, like I said, he's at the top of his game. These shots are landing clean. Cal Brook will tell you that.
Well, I just wanted to go back to what
Is evidenced by the short shot real quick, the Gamboa fight. I know that was a long time ago. Same type of length in the arms, right? Gamboa on the inside.
Yep. And remember, Gamboa was fighting that kind of like that mid-range, boom, just piecing him up at one point.
Well, I'm gonna put that GIF
The
up.
thing is, though, Pacquiao. Sorry, BDA. The thing is, Pacquiao, though, the last time he knocked someone out, really, was Matisse, weren't it? Was talking about that the other day. I mean, these KOs have disappeared. And
that was the shell of Matisse. Matisse couldn't get past the airport.
Himself, but nothing is showing me that Terence Crawford is going to get knocked out by Pacquiao.
Terence Crawford got hurt right there. He was hurt. Right now, this is a long time ago.
Pacquiao's just not stopping people anymore, bro.
Well,
he
hold on. But yeah, but look. I wanted to go back to the clip that Gonzalo talked about when Pacquiao's fresh. This one, when he dropped, Thurman was going at him hard the first 30 seconds. I mean, the first minute and a half. And look at Pacquiao, came back with a 1-2-1, one left hand downstairs and then the right hand upstairs. Boom. You could see that.
I can't even see his hands. That's how fast they go. I could okay, now I can see it better, but it's like it goes so fast. Can't see that shit.
That's exactly, yeah. That's when he's fresh. He's still the Manny Pacquiao, or close to the Manny Pacquiao of 2009.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago, BDA.
Yeah, you're right. But look
was
at
2 years ago. I mean,
but this shit from Crawford is not gonna change. Look, I'll show you a Crawford from 2 years ago, or actually a Crawford from a year ago, or 6 months ago when he fought Kell Brook. We never got through the PowerPoint, but Brook was piecing him up with jabs. Do I have him here?
Yeah.
I mean, he was outboxing, man. He was
he's
outboxing.
lucky. He's lucky. Brook wasn't the same Brook that fought, Porter or something like that. I think Porter would have beat him. I think Brook would have beat him up that night.
Well, we've seen what Crawford can do when he's nervous of a jab. And Postel, I mean, he's a stiff European, but he's got a nasty jab. His jab hurts. And we've seen what Crawford can do, although it's boring. But if he doesn't want to get jabbed as much, you know what I mean, he won't. But I don't see him trying to listen. Pacquiao's thing is what it's always going to be. It's what makes Lomachenko great. He will fight in that no man's land. He'll do his damage just too inside you to fucking land anything of significance, or just too far out. He'll jump out. He's got that ability and those calves, and he jumps in and out of fucking danger zones, does his work, and gets out. And that's. I think Crawford starts slow too.
I want to ask you guys a question on the panel then quickly. If you're Manny Pacquiao's trainer, I'll start with you, Jimmy. If you're Manny Pacquiao's trainer, Terence Crawford's trainer, do you get Terence to come out on the southpaw stance of the orthodox? Because obviously Manny Pacquiao's a southpaw himself. Do you take away the southpaw advantage by going southpaw yourself, or do you stay at orthodox and use the straight right hand down the pipe?
Myself, absolutely. Come out southpaw. Absolutely. Take away his advantage. That would be crazy not to.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Recognize?
Yeah, southpaw stands for me. I think he if he starts off orthodox, he does get pieced up, bro. Think about it already. He gets pieced up in the first 3 rounds. I want him to do it. I would want him to start southpaw. If he's having problems, then switch it up.
Yeah. Gonzalo?
Yeah, I would stay right-hander, and this is why. Because he's facing another left-hander. And if Pacquiao can get through your first line of defense, if Crawford have that heavy jab because he's staying southpaw, but then Pacquiao can get past it, Crawford cannot defend himself with the right hand behind him, because that'll be his power hand. If he throws his power hand and Pacquiao can get past the jab, Pacquiao's going to be on the inside already on his chest, and he's going to explode on Crawford. And what does Crawford have to throw if his trail hand is not as powerful because he's using it up front?
Right. So you'd I didn't catch it. So you'd use the southpaw stance then, yeah?
I go out right-hander because you're facing another southpaw.
Okay. Yeah, okay, you go out orthodox then. What about you, King Butcher?
Yeah, what was the question about southpaw? About Crawford?
Well, how would you
put that whiskey down? This is what your super chats are paying for, guys. Butcho's fucking alcoholic problems, right?
Yeah. Where am I?
Butcho, what is it? Southpaw or orthodox? If you're Terence Crawford's trainer.
I heard what Gonzalo said made sense, but listen, Crawford just I don't like these guys who switch, man. Like you have only one stance, and you stay with it. That's what I always told, and it makes sense. Because I never turned pro or anything like that, but I used to switch, and like you never really feel fully comfortable. There's only one stance for you. But anyways, going back to
that is true. But here's the thing, Stu. Here's the thing. To me, it seems like he fights better. He has more success when he's fighting southpaw, right?
He looks more tricky, doesn't he? He looks more tricky and harder to hit a southpaw, I think.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. But
BDA, I just want to hear BDA recognize. 1 second, I just want to hear BDA, and then we'll get back onto the topic. Go ahead, BDA.
I mean, this is what we're paying for, bro. Jesus Christ.
BDA.
BDA fell asleep at the wheel.
BDA did an Errol Spence in his Ferrari.
He's thinking about it.
I want to say something about
and BDA has got a Ferrari now, thanks to the guys in the chat trolling me.
What happened? I told you guys I was going to go take a. I told you guys I was going. I told you guys on the Discord I was going to go take a leak.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
BDA, you there, brother?
Yeah, I told you guys I was going to take a leak in the Discord, man. You got to read the Discord.
You didn't tell us.
I was trying to say that,
but I can read the Discord, read the chat, and talk on here as well. Come on.
Oh, come on.
I just did it for the first time, and I was actually trying to say, no, he said he's going to take, but I was on mute. So I said it like 3 times, but
hey, Jimmy, if I want excuses, Jimmy, if I want excuses, I'll go talk to my kids.
Give it to me.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, that's the other one. Hey, no, I wanted to ask you, fellas, when it comes to Gonzalo, this clip right here. If the fight goes to, I don't know if you can see the screen I'm sharing here. If the fight goes a little bit like this, where Kell Brook was sort of being able to jab Crawford, do you think Pacquiao could have some success? Because I thought he was out jabbing Broner. I know Broner's not exactly Crawford, but they're both quick, younger fighters. What do you think?
Well, this is why I want to know your answer on the question that everyone else has answered. If you was Terence Crawford's trainer, what would you have Terence come out and do? Be on the southpaw stance or the orthodox?
All right, so if I were a big fat black guy like Terence Crawford's trainer, I would first of all I would look at the camera. I would tell him a lot, like, "You're doing great, baby. Throw that jab, baby. You're throwing that jab, baby. Oh yeah, baby." And then I would I would tell him to move, make Pacquiao to go to him so that he could catch him with a big shot. That seems to be the most.
Would you come out orthodox or southpaw?
What stance would you prefer him to come out on, the southpaw stance or the orthodox? Because he can do both, can't he?
I think southpaw, man, because otherwise he's going to be open for the. Yeah, he's going to be open. Actually, I'm telling you, man, I think he gets hit either way, man. Whether he comes in as a southpaw or orthodox or square it up in a Muay Thai stance or whatever. Was that?
Yeah. No, but he has more chance of getting hit if he's backing up, right? Like you just showed the Keith Thurman clip there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should stand his ground, man. That's what Crawford should do, man. Stand his ground and just punch with Pacquiao. You know what I mean?
He should do that later. Once he gets him more down.
Who's the guy with the Chris Penn photo?
That's Uncle Pete.
It's not Sean Penn from Florida.
Who's that?
It's me and my cell phone.
Oh, sorry, bro. I didn't ask you what your opinion was on this because I'm not sure you was. What's your opinion on that question I asked everyone?
I'd tell him to come out orthodox. I just honestly, I don't know if he's naturally a left-hander that fights with his left hand forward. I'm not sure what, but you see him switch southpaw, a lot. But look, he does that kind of like when he's got the other guy hurt towards the end of the fight. So it's effective, but it's obviously not his natural stance.
No.
Or else he'd come out why not come out southpaw if you can come out southpaw against right-handers, why wouldn't he? So to me, his bread and butter is the orthodox stance. You might switch, but it's kind of like Triple G and Danny Jacobs. You try to get cute. You try to get cute and get caught switching.
Yeah.
And a good fighter's going to make you pay for it. So I wouldn't fuck around against Pacquiao.
The thing is with Terrence, I've noticed with Crawford though, when he switches, it doesn't really affect his performances. I think he actually looks probably better at times.
Because he got the other guy hurt, don't you think? He's got the other guy hurt.
Well, maybe so, but I just find that obviously it's more natural for him to fight in the orthodox stance. I can see that it's more natural when he's throwing his punches, but he just seems a bit more tricky, and he comes from different angles when he's throwing that. I find they seem to struggle with that stance when Crawford goes to the southpaw stance. But Pacquiao is a different kettle of fish to anyone Crawford's fought. So
that's a struggle. That's a struggle. Another brother going through the struggle. Yeah. All right. Now listen, I wanted to say something here, I wanted to get to Gonzalo. Because I think if Pacquiao, Crawford should start out Bucho. I'll start with you. I think Crawford should box and then press Pacquiao. But if he goes at Pacquiao early on, he could get hit. Then again, he could get hit either way, right? Whether he's boxing from the outside, whatever.
Do like a Marcus style, man. Just stand your ground. And at this point, you can probably catch Pacquiao, maybe. I mean, what else can he, like, I don't think he should come forward or be aggressive.
Well, look, if he stands in front of Pacquiao like this, Pucho, I'm sharing the screen. This is like he did against Kavaluskas.
Look, he's leaning back. Look at that. When he leaned back. Look, what is that? His hands are down. He just leans back like that, like an amateur. Obviously, he's gonna have to be. He's gonna have to be focused for the Pacquiao fight. He's gonna be focused like the way he was against Postal. Now, I'm not saying like
that right hook hurt him. That right hook was the one that put him down.
Yeah, look at the mistakes he's making. What is that? He's not gonna do that against Pacquiao. Well, if he does, then fuck it, man. He's gonna get knocked out. Look at that shit.
Honestly,
that's not the style.
No, he's not
the style with your hands down and your chin exposed like that, leaning back. Pacquiao sudden, so he's gonna close that space. And Pacquiao usually got you hanging on the edge of the cliff. He got you nervous, he got you busy.
Yeah, Kavaluskas was just there he was just standing, hook it off with him. Pacquiao's not going to do that shit.
No.
Like when he came in against Gamboa, he gets cute and chinny, and he gets his head high.
Crazy, man. He goes in there.
It'd be interesting if he drops Crawford early. Like what's Crawford gonna do, right? You know what that like the way he caught Keith Thurman in the first round. It kind of like you can see in Thurman's face. He's like, oh shit, like I gotta do something now. And Pacquiao, if Pacquiao does that to Crawford, does Crawford get like really aggressive? What does he do? Because that could work against him against Pacquiao.
He sticks out his tongue and he gets like he did against Benavidez. he starts clowning and fuck around, man. Pacquiao, he don't play no games.
Well, look at
Yeah,
this. This is what I'm
you know
talking
what?
about. I'm showing you clips here of Kavaluskas, who's shorter than Crawford, going up and down and catching him. Now, I know Kavaluskas is not a southpaw, but I mean, if Kavaluskas could do this, don't you guys think Pacquiao could do something similar, going up and down? Because this is the way he caught Keith Thurman, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
He caught Keith Thurman with the 1-2-3. So basically, he threw a jab, then he threw the left hand, the second punch going forward to gain momentum. Like a car as it starts gaining speed. Then when he threw the third punch, he's already got enough fucking momentum to throw a power jab, kind of punching down, right? So yeah, throwing straight punches like that, gaining momentum going forward. And that guy, if he drops his hands, leans back, he could get dropped. That's how Thurman got dropped. He was leaning back because we know that Thurman cannot go. Thurman cannot go backwards.
And they misjudged the distance.
He
and
totally
Pacquiao-
misjudged it. Yeah, you're right.
Pacquiao's definitely got the style to beat Crawford because you've got to throw punches and bunches, and that's what he does. But the thing is his age going to catch up with him? I mean, like I said earlier, timing, the tank. I mean, he's not exactly match fit. He's not been keeping in, say, the best shape. I know everyone says, "Oh, he's in good shape," but he's not in the best shape. When you want to be fighting Terence Crawford, you've got to be in the best shape of your life, sort of thing. And that's where I think he's just going to come short for me. The latter rounds, Crawford's going to start because Crawford starts quite slow. He's a bit like Canelo. He just starts up in the gears as the rounds go on, and before you know it, he's like a steam train.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the latter rounds where Pacquiao could be in trouble in that.
Absolutely, man.
But
Yeah,
that's
those
just age. That's just age and lack of fights.
Yeah, that's why I think Crawford's going to try to play it safe the first 6 rounds. Try to wear the old man down, take him into deep waters.
Yeah.
Shout
when
out to Stephen
he's a real
Schneider.
danger. When he fights like when he fought Paul Stoneman.
Exactly.
Look at that fucking fight.
That's
right. I mean, realistically, it could end really bad for Pacquiao. What a shame it would be. And, there's no shame really in it, but just the fact that he's who he is, if he had to like retire in his stool, man, that would suck.
Hey, listen, he wanted this. He wants this.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I
42,
got mad respect for him too, Bucho, just like you. But great accomplishments. But man, when you're out here mercenarian, when you know you should have no business still fighting, just never mind the health, down the road at that age, still taking big shots to the head. But he's doing it for the money. He has Gonzalo. He carries an entourage. He pays a lot of motherfuckers' bills over there. I don't know if he's pulled back on that, but for years, that's why all his money went. I mean, it was a reason why he made all that money. But he couldn't afford to pay that tax bill.
If Manny Pacquiao was on $2 million a fight, he would have retired years ago. But this guy is still getting 25, 30 million. So it's hard. It's hard for him to fucking
walk away from that shit.
I mean,
that's why drug dealers. That's why drug dealers never walk away when they've made all that money. You take your money and go enjoy your life. But now they get greedy. They want to keep making the same before you know they get caught. But I know it's different.
I'm not a drug dealer. That's what you're saying. I'm not a drug dealer.
DVD dealer.
Well, that's not what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing there's some bags in the DVD cases that you said.
And maybe Pacquiao's trying to get save some money for his potential presidential campaign.
That's right.
Because that takes a lot of money. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Get a bribe.
But like you said, that's what's doing it. If Pacquiao was on, say, like $2 million a fight, he'd have retired years ago. But 20, 30 million still at his age. I mean, come on, man. He's gonna keep going until someone knocks him the fuck out. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, I
that's
think
probably
so.
right. He's going to continue as long as those big paychecks keep rolling in. I mean, why would he stop? Especially where he lives. And I mean, you can't stress this. He told the court, his representative said he didn't have liquid. He didn't have it was at least 20. I don't know exactly what it was, but he couldn't pay it. And this was just a couple of years ago. He didn't have the liquidity to pay that fucking tax bill. So he doesn't have money offshore anywhere, at least.
He's never going to pay that fucking thing. Why would he? They can't go over there.
Well, he did have to pay it because he came back to the country. That's the reason why he went and signed with the PBC. Somebody had to pay his tax bill. You know what I mean?
I don't know
because he wanted to make that fight. So Heyman paid it. His deal was supposed to be 3 fights, and he only did 2. So I'm curious. There's a lot of things about that's making me curious, actually.
He's got to get my accountant, Rifle Shapiro, man. He's a lawyer and an accountant. He'll work it all out, trust me. Nothing like the type of bookkeeping he does. But real quick, shout out to Chet Collins, who says, I'm rocking with Pac-Man, maybe even by KO. Margarito was a freaking super middleweight, and look how Manny pieced him up or priced him
yeah,
up.
but
Well,
that Manny Pacquiao is long gone. The one that fought Margarito. That's the best Manny Pacquiao. I think the Manny Pacquiao that beat Margarito is probably the best Manny Pacquiao I've seen.
Certainly,
that was like 10 years ago, Stu.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My son, he's in the hospital. The name is St. Elizabeth. It's across the street from the Manny Pacquiao gym. I've been meaning to step up there this last month because I've been going there like almost every day. But I just might to see who's there.
Yeah, just
What
go.
if Boo Boy is wedged?
mine's a
What if
little
he's wedged in the
occupied.
fucking doorway like the Suez Canal tanker?
Oh,
Like the Suez Canal
Jesus.
ship?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Now,
Yeah.
see, if that Pacquiao, if Floyd had fought that Pacquiao that fought Margarito, I think Pacquiao would have won that fight.
There's a reason Floyd waited 5 years. Come on.
And by the way, real quick, I got a shout out to Stephen Schneider, who says, for his contribution, he says, if Manny wins, he is the greatest fighter ever, in my opinion. Well, certainly top 5, even top 3 if you want to get to it. By the way, shout out to one hitter in the chat room. He says, Recognize has moved into the synthetic testosterone market. Hey, you never know, man. Recognize moves it all, man. He's got the product you want.
I got good
Fight Scout said,
good clients.
Fight Scout said that the bags in that come in the DVDs come free with the DVD. Apparently,
that's right.
Hey, Gonzalo, go into to the Manila, go to the Pacquiao gym, man, and film it live. And if you see Pacquiao, like try to touch him, like try to get your hands on
Don't
him.
take no for an answer either. Get in there. I mean,
That's right.
You know, pull your way in there.
Get in that ass.
Hey,
you know what I mean.
Does he have open practices? I mean, he goes in and trains and just lets anybody in when he's training?
No, not he's got security, but the day that I met him, I went up there to talk to Boo Boy and I told him, is he coming? Yeah, he's coming later. So I went up there to try to hold me at the door, but then they called Pacquiao. They called Boo Boy and told him that I had already said that, I wanted to meet him, so I went upstairs. And I'm different because I'm Hispanic, so this place is like almost all Filipino. Sometimes you see like an older American, with the younger Filipino girl, but to see somebody like me over there,
There's a lot of Filipinos in the Philippines. I'm just busting your balls, brother.
Well, it's not like a country like diverse. It's it's not really diverse. You just maybe yeah. So when you see like a younger guy like me, because I'm like Pacquiao's age, right? They're like, oh man, where you from? And like this, like that. And well, I'm from Tijuana. Then my friend fought you. Then he's cool, man. He loves boxing, man. He was talking to me. He started a shadow box.
They pat you down?
He's a cool guy. He's approachable. You just got to get past the security.
Did they pat you down?
No, man, because I mean, like I said, they realize that you're different, so
you should have just, hey Gonzalo, you should have just said you was Eric Morales. They'd have probably let you.
Dude, good security though. Good security should have patted you down anyway, because you could have been a psycho and said all the right things just to get in there to shoot him, right? You never know. I'm just surprised.
Well, he's got a gym. You can go up there. There's no problem. But if Pacquiao's coming or he's up there, yeah, they're gonna try to see who you are.
Yeah, so he's not in the gym fucking hitting a heavy bag and people can walk right up behind him. Hey, what's up, Pat?
No, that wild card gym is Boo Boy's gym. He's there every day. So like if today I'm going to the hospital in a little while. If I go up there, then Boo Boy will be up there for sure.
Is Boo Boy shorter?
You got a life-size cardboard figure of Manny Pacquiao.
Is Boo Boy shorter than you? Gonzalo, is Boo Boy shorter than you? Was he shorter than you? Or?
A little bit. He's big, though. He's big.
Did you accidentally...
Oh, no offense, brother, but if you would have said I'm from Tijuana, that would have probably triggered me to pat you down. No offense. You know what I mean? Like, okay, kid from Tijuana.
No, they're cool because they've been down there many, sometimes, I guess, and like...
Oh, but you know what I mean. You know the reputation down there, man. This fucking killer's down there.
He was talking to me about the taco stands. I think it was Sean Spicer. Sean Spicer was there.
Who?
Gonzalo, what made you move to the Philippines, bro? What made you move to the Philippines? I've always wondered that.
I wanted to have because I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan, I wanted to have a son that's half Filipino so he could become a boxer.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Joking.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm 100% serious.
Bucho goes, he's joking, and then he says he's serious.
So you,
Hey, by
hang
the
on
way,
a sec.
Gonzalo goes after it.
Wait a minute.
So you went
Did I
to
hear
the
that right?
Philippines so you
Yeah,
could
you heard
mix
it.
breed
You
with
heard
a
it right.
fucking
Yeah.
Filipino. So hopefully you get Marquez Pacquiao rolled into one.
Yeah.
A Doberman and a pit bull or
No.
something.
Are you really
Well,
serious? No, brother. You
if I'll be
serious? I'm not
alive,
passing judgment, but
if I'm gonna live as long as to like where I can train him, he's gonna start training soon if he survives. But because I'm 43, so I'll maybe get to see him do something by the time I'm an old man
Lobito's going
or
off
I die.
man, Lobito's going off. He heard what Pacquiao, he heard what Gonzalo said. He's saying, "Are you fucking nuts?" Hey, by the way, Gonzalo, did you did Boo Boy's big gut accidentally brush against you, and did you recoil in disgust as it happened? Or
He's bigger now. He's bigger than that picture.
Fucking disgusting.
He's yeah, I can't talk because the dogs are barking.
that's okay. That's okay. Hey, by the way, speaking of, somebody mentioned Mayweather. This is what I mean. I'm telling you, this is what these boys at ESPN are doing now. This is what Bradley said about Crawford. Okay, maybe you guys heard this, maybe you didn't, but this is what he's. I don't know when this aired, but it aired.
Seriously, if I could take a prime Terrence Crawford, this is how much I believe in this kid, and a prime Floyd Mayweather with all the tools that Terrence Crawford has, I will pick Terrence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather any day of the week. Because of his skill set, Max.
I love Terrence Crawford. I
And
disagree
he's
with that
mean,
because I
Max.
think Floyd at his
Why?
best. Because I think Floyd at his
What
best
does
is
that
a better
mean, he's
defensive
mean?
fighter than
Who's
Crawford.
that you looking at?
Was that?
Yeah.
What does that
Who's the
mean?
clown that's
He's
looking at?
mean.
Who's that clown?
What does that mean? Like exactly? Like
I
what?
think I know what it means. I think Provodnikov hit fucking Bradley too hard in the head. That's what I think.
Oh, that's Bradley? Oh no, man,
that's
disappointed in
Timothy
that guy.
Look,
Hold
look,
on.
I understand where Bradley's coming from. No, I get it with the talk.
He dropped out.
Yeah,
Why? I mean, you haven't seen Mayweather fight a fair one since whoever. I mean, fucking Corrales. I don't know. Long time. In a fair one, the matchup is. I mean,
Well, they're saying
I'm not
prime
talking
for
about
prime.
Mayweather. I'm sorry.
He's saying
Disregard that.
prime for
Strike
prime.
Mayweather would have chopped. Mayweather would have pieced him up. I'm sorry, bro. I know people don't like Mayweather would have pieced that dude up. No doubt.
But look, I know what Bradley's trying to say because Crawford's got the attributes you need to trouble Mayweather. But I'm with recognising this. I think as much as I didn't like the way Floyd fought in the latter years of his life, there was a time where he was quite very exciting to watch. Yeah, I mean, prime Floyd, prime Terrence. I'm going Floyd.
He didn't. Listen, Max Kellerman kept his feet to the fire. He tried to get him to expand on why he believes this, and this is what Bradley had to say.
Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't. Because Terrence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great
Floyd
fighter.
Mayweather got the little shoulder roll. I get it. Controls distance. But Terrence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terrence Crawford has punching power to.
That when he said he brings more to the table, I could just sense that the people with the earpiece, from the truck or the studio are telling him, say this, say that, say this, say that. Like they're telling him, be controversial. And
He's
Bradley
earning that check, BDA. He's earning the check.
Well, they're also really good friends. That's why I could see him fanboying for Crawford.
Yeah,
but to that point, you don't have to exaggerate, man. I mean, like, I can understand.
But he brings more to the table.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to look at it like this. Timothy Bradley actually has a much better resume at 147 than Crawford right now, so it's hard for. How can we put Crawford ahead of Floyd Mayweather when he's not even ahead of Bradley right now?
Exactly.
wait. Bradley hasn't had a fight in like 6 years, and he still has a better resume.
And think about it. We're saying, can Crawford beat a 42-year-old Pacquiao? He hasn't even beaten a 42-year-old Pacquiao. And this Bradley guy is already talking about Crawford being a beating. He's not saying, I would say it's a 50-50 against a prime Mayweather. He's saying he picks Crawford to beat Mayweather. I mean, is he for real, man?
I mean, whatever.
Let's
He's
say
entitled. Listen, if that's what he believes, I mean, oh well, whatever.
Well, I want to hear more of what he
He's
has
just
to say.
asking me.
But Terrence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terrence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that. We saw that in the
Shane hurt
Judah
him.
fight. Now,
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And
I mean, come on. Now with the whole screaming and the shouting, he's trying to be the... You can tell somebody gave him a talking to, or he's been watching too much of the ESPN, and he's thinking, you know what? I got to be
I got a message from Mayweather. I got a message from Mayweather to Timothy Bradley. What do you know about cashy checks for $20 million?
It comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. And he's got a clap too. It comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. Shut up.
When you step into that square circle.
$20 million. You don't know nothing about that.
Remember when they used to call asking questions like important, pertinent questions? He would just go, "I'm just blessed." I was like, "What the fuck does that have to do with what I just asked you?" I was in a chat room. I was real quick. I was in a chat room. I was in a chat room once, and I asked him because I remember this was circa 2006 when he went up to welterweight, and he was looking very strong, man. And I asked him in a chat room. He was there. We all got one question, so I waited for 20 minutes to ask him one question. I said, "What are you doing for gaining weight? Are you lifting weights or something?" He just goes, I'm just blessed, and I'm doing what I do." I was like, "What the fuck? You didn't answer my question. I waited 20 minutes to ask you this goddamn question, man."
He's like that guy. He's like that guy in the movie Jumanji. When the guy that takes him in the fucking whatever you ask him, he gives you the same answer.
Looking at his lips. Hey, Mr. BDA, I have audio from Bradley's earpiece when he said that.
Go ahead.
Hurry up.
All right, what's the hold up?
What the hell's going on here?
Or carpet my cell with your black on, nigger. And I ain't move until I get another chop. Move on, nigger, or carpet my cell with your black skin.
Okay, what the fuck you doing, man? Wait. You're playing that blood in, blood out audio, but it's got the N-word in it, man. What the fuck? You can't just do that, man.
Hey, they said what they said. I can't help them. What the fuck?
Ooh, choppy. Oh, what is it that Big Al says when the guy complains?
You better keep moving, you mobile.
You Pitmobile. Oh man. Hey, by the way, speaking of Floyd Mayweather, there's this dude named from Fight Hype. You guys know? Do you guys go to Fight Hype or the website?
Once in a while, when I'm bored.
All right. Well, this guy.
Yeah, I stopped using Fight Hype when they were sucking Floyd off every day.
Yeah, because there was a video where this guy got close to Pacquiao to Mayweather back in 2010, like when Mayweather was his peak.
You're right.
And he would just ask him soft questions. Like I heard a story where it was before the Mosley fight, and people were in the round table, the media round table, and everybody got to ask a question. Of course, they all had to wait to ask one pertinent question. This motherfucker waits, and he goes to Mayweather, "Hey, what trunks are you gonna wear for the fight?" That was his big question.
No.
Yeah.
No, this is the sort of question he's asking for. Well, how's it going, champ? Just want to ask, what's it like hanging around with Bieber? Something like that, you know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here, man. Ask him about the fight.
How do you get the girls? How do you get the girls, man? Mayweather, I just want to say that, thank you for all the memories. Here's my question to you. How do you pull the girls that you get?
I'm just emptied my stomach right in front of him.
Hey, by the way, this guy was also, there was also a series of videos he was doing where Mayweather actually led him into his car and into his home. And this guy, every time Mayweather would say something that seemingly seemed like hardcore or something real deep, like, in life, you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes life does what you got to do or something like that. And the guy would always go, every time. So people start making fun of him.
What are you talking about?
Fight hype.
Oh, well, yeah. Floyd's an investor. He put up the money to kick that thing off the ground. The actual owner, he didn't even deny it on Twitter, man. I got into it once with him, and you know what? I got to give him credit. He's like, yeah, Floyd's financed this place, so it's Floyd hype.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's what people
Was
used to
that
call
not
it back in the
surprising,
day.
knowing Floyd? Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was annoying, but no one beats Eddie Setback. Other than that
Oh,
annoying
man.
little fuck boy. Just
Ellie
roaming
reporting.
around, sniffing around like a little rat, isn't he? I remember when he followed. I remember when Tank Davis came over to fight. What was his name? Liam Walsh. I think it was Liam Walsh, and he brought Setback with him.
Oh.
And Setback Setback was following him around in the shops and everything, right, with his camera. And he kept trying to get rid of Setback. They kept trying to run from him, but he kept finding him. He was like a fucking sniffer dog. I mean, the guy's just
You know why I don't like Setback? He tried to
annoying
get
man on the planet. Not YouTube.
We know why
Forget
you don't like
YouTube.
him.
Yeah, we know.
Forget
Recognize.
YouTube.
We got
Eddie
it.
Setback is the most annoying man on the planet. Forget you, just YouTube. He is.
All right,
Dude, he's
guys,
like-
listen,
you know,
guys. The
What?
anti-Semitism, we're not gonna take it. All right.
No, listen.
Hey,
I
listen,
never mentioned it. I never mentioned it. I never mentioned it.
Can I just tell you my thing about Ellie Setback real quick? Is with him, for me, is when he fucking. Oh, we're doing the fucking Jews tunes. Nice.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh no! All right. Well, no. With Ellie Setback, now think about it, he's like, I call him the Teen Beat of boxing reporting because he stands outside. You know what I mean? He's like standing outside the hotel, and here comes Giovanni. Ooh, and look at this ride, and he's fucking. Oh my God, dude! We got a Porsche. It was a Porsche SUV. No, a Lamborghini SUV. The one he actually injured 4 people and took off in. Knucklehead,
He's
right?
a TMZ of boxing, isn't he?
Oh,
He's
dude,
a TMZ
exactly.
of boxing.
And then, he stepped and he went down the side of it. Goes, are those 20s? I'm like, oh my God, no, he didn't. Did he just throw up the size of the rims? And then he sat back and he let him like pull out and he followed him like his camera as he zoomed. Of course, Davis took out of there like a fucking idiot. Probably got up to like 90 on a fucking right in the middle of the city. You know what I mean? And I swear to God, go look at the video. It's crazy. It's kind of telling. But I'm like, you're so cringeworthy, dude. What are you, 46 years old?
Yeah, I don't.
And you're
I don't
running
respect,
around fucking taking pictures of people's
I don't
rims.
know anyone that
respect
actually
Paul
watches his videos anymore, though. You go and watch his videos, it's got like 30 views and stuff. I mean, look, no.
Yeah, he's barely making money. How does he make money off those videos? I know that he brings back old videos. Yeah.
I subscribed like 5 years ago or
probably
something.
rich already.
Yeah, I think he's probably made his money already off it, isn't he? That's probably.
And he's probably got other stuff going on too.
Family wealth.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was told that.
Blood
Family wealth.
diamonds, isn't it? Blood
I
diamonds.
think some of the money that the U.S. government sends to Israel, he gets some of that. I think.
Yeah, probably does. Man.
Yeah, no.
You know what I hate about
for more than one person.
You know what I hate
What's
about
that?
Sagbak? What I hate about Sagbak, he does this very effeminate, passive-aggressive stuff where every time he gets kicked out of a gym, like when Ronda Rousey's people kicked him out for the shit he'd said, or when Tyson Fury kicked him out, he always goes, okay, so first of all, everybody asked me if I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. It's like, nobody cares if you're okay.
Nobody cares if you're okay. I want to see you in a
else-
snuff film. I want to see you as a victim in a fucking snuff film. That's what I want.
Wait, you talking about me or you talking about
Remember when Fury
China,
kicked him
what's
out of the
the
press
guy?
conference? Remember when, and he was sniffling to Fury. He was calling Fury all sorts of names, bed cheat, everything, right? And then he's there sucking up to him in an interview, and Tyson Fury chucked him out. Do you know what I mean? Guy's a fucking weirdo.
Disgusting, man.
but
And
he
this
does
guy
this-
thinks that we're actually watching his channel to see this guy. Like we're watching like the interviews, basically what the boxers have to say. But even then, it became fucking boring because the guy was retarded. Because I remember when there was the whole Pacquiao Floyd, rumors that they were gonna fight. He kept asking like kids, like little kids, who wins, Pacquiao, Mayweather? It's like, why would you even ask a kid that doesn't know anything? And the kid,
Because
that
he has
kid
to
can barely
find someone
talk.
in his. He needs to find someone in his mental level. Well, boxing.
Oh, come on. Now, wait a minute. That's going too
True.
far.
That's a good point. Good point.
Mansky, you remember the Mikey Garcia's father? I forget his name. Whatever. He asked the guy, "Okay, who would have won? Your son, Robert Garcia, or Chavez? Like, who's the Chavez?" I'm like, why would you ask that question?
Who wins? Your son or Julio Cesar Chavez?
Can I ask you a question?
What sort of question is that? It's just, it's like made up on the spot with me. He hasn't even come with a fucking a schedule or a list of questions he wants to ask. He put no homework into it. He just follows people around like a bad smell and then asks them stupid questions.
Like a petulant little child, dude. He just blurts out whatever in his head. He can't even fucking control it. Now picture fucking like his dad, right? Now think about it. He knows what kind of a cultural icon, you know what I mean, Chavez is, especially in Mexico. He understands is that, a little bit of a rift between the Mexican Americans and the Mexicans in the boxing world. It's been there, it always has been. So for him to turn around, and if he would have said, "Oh, my son beats him," that would have fucking went all through. It's like a loaded question. Like, why would you ask me that?
No-win
fucking
situation,
idiot?
basically.
It's a no-win. That's when you just say,
it's like them at the Floyd Mayweather gym, isn't it? Asking questions to the guys in the fight. Who wins, Floyd or fucking Marvin Hagler or something? They're all going to say Floyd, aren't they?
I would have loved
they're not
that.
gonna
Somebody
say
tell
Marvin.
him. I would have loved if Robert Garcia would have said, I got a better question for you. Who wins, Israel or Palestine?
Oh, I would have said, I got a better question for you. How the fuck did you get in here?
I remember at some point he wanted to fight Max Kellerman, and he was really pushing for it, but Max Kellerman obviously never took the bait, or he never paid attention to it.
Wait, he wanted to fight Max Kellerman?
Yeah. He kept. I remember.
No. Forget Kellerman. He once got into a beef with Mario Lopez, and he was convinced that he would beat Mario Lopez in a boxing fight. People kept telling him, "You're crazy." And there's a couple of clips of Mario Lopez sparring. They're very short, but then there's also a long clip of him in a smoker. That means like an amateur fight, and he's beating the crap out of this other dude. Okay, the other dude wasn't that good, but you could see Lopez was in shape. He's got snap to his shots. Then there's that clip of Eli Segbach sparring another journalist, some guy from England, some skinny dude with Rasta threads. And this guy's outboxing Segbach, and he starts tapping him in the face, and Segbach actually turns around and turns his back to the guy and said, "This guy's
Mario
fucking
Lopez
insane."
was bitching.
Dude, Mario Lopez went fucking hard rounds, like really competitive rounds, not meaning good sparring, not like obviously Canelo could have killed him, but he was sparring in there with I think Bucho, isn't that what you were about to say?
Yeah, no, I saw that one. Yeah.
Did you guys know that Mario Lopez?
He sparred with Canelo, right?
Yeah, he was in there fucking. Canelo was hitting him with some shots.
Do you guys know he's half Filipino too? He's not only Hispanic. Mexican,
Yeah, he's something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Who's Setback? Who's Setback?
No, Lopez, Mario Lopez.
Half Filipino too.
And by the way, Mario Lopez sparred, not sparred, but he had that exhibition with De La Hoya, and you could tell he's got moves. He knows what he's doing in there. He's got craft. He's putting crafty combinations together.
Mario Lopez is in shape. I mean, he might be people might think he's a cornball. I get it. But I guarantee you put him in a fucking athletic position against Elliot Setback. Okay, I mean, just look at the genetics. The genetic.
Dude, he was down for it too. He was saying, "I'll fight him."
Eddie on his back, right?
He would destroy him. He's been boxing since he was a little kid. His father had him fucking hitting mitts since like he was, that's why he's got that bond with his father over boxing. So important to him.
I think he was a wrestler more than anything.
Listen,
he couldn't his face. Well, they didn't want his face being hit.
Most people to beat Setback, to be honest with you. I mean, there's not many people
that is saved by the bell.
There's not many people I know.
I'll take Mini Max to piece up. Mini Max would beat up fucking.
Stu, would you be? I want to see Stu versus Eli Segbach, man. We can make it.
Hey, mate,
Stu will kill him.
That'd be. I'd Julian Jackson him. Trust me, I'd Julian Jackson.
Ellie getting beaten up. Reporting.
Listen, I know I referred to it before, but a few times Ellie went down to Joe Gooson's gym, and I'm telling you, the clips are fucking priceless. They are hilarious. He probably lasted about a week before Gooson kicked him out of there.
He almost took it when Brandon Reels is clowning him. Brandon Reels is clowning. I don't like Brandon Reels. He's a fucking piece of shit, but he was clowning Eli Segbach.
Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, that's right. That's when Rios was training there, and I'm talking like he goes, "Let me finish, Ellie. You want to hear the answer, or you want to?" Okay, thank you. But one time he put him on the heavy bag. He set up a heavy bag, and he was telling people he was trying to show the proper technique to hit the heavy bag. Like how heavy you want it and how to hang it. And he goes, "Okay, so okay, so you're gonna get here in front of the heavy bag, and Ellie's got his gloves on, and he goes, go ahead, now throw a punch, and he just started fucking spazzing out and wailing. He threw like a 30 punch combination, slapping it. He goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Who else was there? What's the guy's name? Funes, Ricky Funes.
Oh yeah, Ricky Funes.
He was like, oh, slow down, slow down. The whole gym was cracking up, and he started fucking wailing on this heavy.
Look at
You know what? Maybe Brandon. Maybe
What a
I just gotta say maybe Brandon Reels is not a beast. I mean, I don't know the guy. I don't know.
That's too late, man. You already said it.
It's too late. You put it out there in the universe.
That's right.
That's it.
I was just about to tweet about it.
Hey, no, but what I wanted to say about Eli Sackback, and I don't want to harp on it, but when Fury kicked him out of the gym, you could actually hear Sackback say, "No, it's not me."
It's not me.
But he didn't. Yeah, but Fury didn't.
What a little snake in the grass he is, bro.
Exactly.
His voice was quivering.
But that's the thing, though. Fury didn't say anything. He just said, "Oh, you're Eli Sackback. You're out." And the guy goes, "No, it's not me." So he obviously knew. He didn't even say it. Right.
What
and then, but then here's what he does. He does a very effeminate thing afterwards. He's filming a video in his car. He goes, "So now everybody knows who I am because Tyson Fury referred to me and he kicked me out of his gym. So thank you, Tyson Fury, for making me famous." And I'm thinking, that sounds exactly like the type of effeminate things.
Remember the Conor McGregor thing? Tell the story. Remember you told me that.
Oh yeah, well there was when McGregor was going to fight Mayweather, and obviously Al Selback is a Mayweather not hugger. Even though Mayweather told him to his face that he was crap, fucking Selback is running to get to McGregor. McGregor is surrounded by people, a bunch of cameramen, everything. He gets into his car. Selback somehow manages to weave himself through the crowd and to put his camera almost inside McGregor's open window. He goes, "Hey, Conor, anything you got to say to the fans?" And McGregor says, "Yeah, you're a snake," or something like that. And then Eli Sackback immediately goes, "But think about it. If you told me you're a snake, I would be in shock. Like, wait, what?" Sackback immediately goes, "Oh, Eli Sackback's a snake?" Like he wanted McGregor to say his name. I'm thinking this guy really is a snake. He's a publicity hound.
Who's a snake?
He's trying to get him to say his name so he could cut it up on so he could use it in his. Oh, what a fucking weasel!
Yeah, and also because you have other news reporters there, right? So they're gonna record that, like him saying Eli Sackback. So,
guy's a whore.
Pathetic.
He's a fucking whore.
That's putting it lightly. Yeah, he's a whore.
But at the cost of any self-respect, nobody in the fucking industry respects him. So why is he? Is it really that important you to be YouTube famous in a niche sport? You fucking little wormy human being.
Listen, I would pay a lot of money. Like I said, I would pay a lot of money to see him in a snuff film. I'm being honest with you.
Oh, jeez, Louise, come on. You're going too far.
I'm saying, if he was the victim, I would
quit being a whore. You need to stop being a whore.
Well, that's what he needs.
Hey, couldn't we just pay a lot of money just to see him get shot?
Come on. You guys are kidding.
Can we leave out the snuff? No, I understand your angle. Why you want to do it? No, that's funny.
What I want to see him do, I want him and Mario Lopez to get in the ring, and somebody to tell Mario and him, right? Go for it. Try to, both of y'all try to knock each other out.
You know what I would tell Mario Lopez? I would tell Lopez, listen, if I ever met him, if I got like 2 minutes, like Gonzalo got with Pacquiao, I would go, listen, just between you and me, Eli Sackback called you a spick. He says he's going to deport you. He's going to deport you.
Listen. Tell him that fucking say something bad about his kids. You want to get him angry?
He said, he said those kids are not yours.
He's going to circumcise. He wants to circumcise.
He said your son's head looked a little big, like maybe he had Down syndrome or something.
Yeah,
something crazy to get him berserk.
Tell him, hey, listen, Mario. He says he wants to circumcise your kids against their will.
Dude, he'll probably run over and sucker punch him right there.
I don't agree with none of these statements. I just want people to know I don't agree.
No, he just wants to see him killed in a snuff film. So
yeah, that's right.
All I'm asking is that he gets, whacked in a snuff film. That's all.
All right, listen. Let's move on from this Sackback talk. I mean, we could spend all day here talking about that.
I do it because I like it.
Hey, you guys are talking about me. You guys are talking about me. That means I'm great. All right, let's go to 619. 619, you're on the air. 619, what's on your mind?
Yo, what up, BDA? I'm back. It's Bull Type. I just wanted to call in and touch on the
I had
Terrence
nothing to
Crawford
do
thing
with
a
this
little bit.
bull
Are you
hype,
guys
okay?
done talking?
I had nothing to do with any of this stuff.
Are you guys done hating on Jews?
Hey, I just said, wait a second, bull hype. I just said that I had nothing to do with this, but go ahead.
Yeah. So what happens to Terrence Crawford if he doesn't get the Pacquiao fight and he doesn't get the Errol Spence fight? I mean, how it's like the thing is that I noticed with a lot of you guys is that you are just so happy with whoever Terrence Crawford fights, you know, and by you guys I mean, you know, you guys who think he's the top pound for pound guy, he's so much better than Canelo. It's like just the fact that we're
Not better.
talking about
Oh,
him
I know.
taking on Pacquiao, that
Who on this panel
satisfies
says
you.
that?
Just talking about the Errol Spence fight satisfies you, but you guys don't hold him accountable. You don't actually push him to
Wait,
actually
bull
get
hype,
in
bull
the
hype,
ring.
bull hype,
All you
bull
do
hype,
is
bull
talk
hype.
about
way
it.
off.
Wait,
No,
let me,
he's saying
can I
he's saying
interject?
recognize. He's saying the editorial you. That's what he's saying in the beginning. Not you guys, but you know the editorial you. Could be anybody.
Okay, so I was gonna say, I don't think he's pound for pound number one. I mean, I have a hard time sometimes putting him. Okay, he's top 10, fine. You know what I'm saying? You could say, I would agree with that. He's not better than Canelo. Like, no, I have beef with Canelo, and I don't really like what I perceive to be disadvantages. But Canelo's way better than him. Of course, I'm not. I would never say that. That's stupid. Go ahead.
I got
There's no
anyway
question about it.
myself.
The problem is that you guys want an American hero so bad. You don't have one. You guys want one
Jesus.
so bad, and you can't figure it out.
Is he,
Is
now,
it
now
Errol
is this?
Spence? Is it
Is
Crawford?
he talking about us
We
now,
thought it
or
was
is this?
wild.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'll admit
Genuinely.
that's what it's all about. I
Let
want
him
an
finish.
American hero.
Didn't I just make innuendo?
You
Yeah,
guys
I mean,
want an American hero.
bull
You
hype.
don't have one. You don't have an American face of boxing. You want it to be Terrence Crawford. It's not Terrence Crawford, man. He doesn't want that. He shies away from the spotlight. He doesn't want the big fights. He wants to be left alone in Nebraska. Stop trying to force Terrence Crawford to be Michael
All right.
Jordan. He'll
Why
never
don't you
be
call?
that.
Why don't you call the panelists out by
Give
name
it
who's
up.
doing that? Just call the panelists out by name who's doing that.
Yeah, name names like a communist.
Name names.
You guys know who you are, man. You guys know who you are. You have this
No,
whole
bullshit,
narrative
dude. Don't come on here with that bullshit.
All right,
Don't
but
play that
listen.
side mouth fucking
Let me just
bullshit.
say,
names, ball hype.
I agree with Bold Hype. I think I know who she's talking about. He's talking about Gonzalo, that Mexican
And I want an American
Filipino, whatever
hero.
he is. But Gonzalo wants an American
See,
hero,
the
right,
thing is,
Gonzalo?
Terrence Crawford
He
is
wants a
not
Filipino
fighting.
hero.
Terrence Crawford is not the only guy who's fighting.
Hold on, I'm
Americans
pissing
is
in my
Sean
ocean spray bottle.
And you guys,
God damn it.
guys,
Now that's a hero. That's an American hero right there.
talk about Terrence Crawford.
Well,
Why
that was
is
random.
my hero.
He's pissing right now.
That was random. You should
You're not-
piss on this
you're not
call, man.
listening to anything.
Listen,
You're not listening to anything.
listen.
Come on, guys. You know that Terrence Crawford is the only guy. I'm sorry, Sean Porter is the only guy actually fighting Americans. Terrence Crawford, he has to fly all
agree.
these guys in for his
Wait a
victory.
second.
Why doesn't he fight? Why doesn't he fight his own people in his own backyard? Why does he have to import
Bull hype.
all
I
his
actually
victories? What's
agree
going
with
on?
you.
This is
I
your
actually.
hero. This is your
I
guy.
don't. No. None of these. Listen, if it comes to Porter and Crawford, Porter is more of the American guy I would look at because he fights everybody, right? He fights all these guys. Maybe there's some fans out there in the YouTube world that talk up
likes
Crawford.
to fight these guys from other countries because that way he doesn't have to do a lot of media and he doesn't have to do a lot of talking. He prefers to fight these guys from
I agree.
Nicaragua and Honduras and
Whoa.
But I also want to say to you, dude.
What did he just
can't
say?
fight,
Did he say?
it's
Did
not
he say nigga what?
Nicaraguan. Yeah.
Oh,
but
he said Nicaragua.
listen,
I thought he said nigga what. That's what it said.
But recognize, like we already established, he can't. If Al Heyman isn't letting anybody out of the PBC, how is that on Crawford? And across the board, the PBC aren't crossing promotions. Now it's established that's happening. So we just can't hold Crawford up to that one standard when nobody in boxing is fighting them.
No, man, no.
You gotta
If
hold.
he was this guy, he would
You
make
gotta
it
hold
happen.
Crawford.
Canelo made it happen.
Spencer.
He's not that guy, man. He's not that guy. He's good. He might be Kobe Bryant, but he's not Michael Jordan, man. No way.
I agree. Hey, what about Errol Spence? He's done more than Crawford or Walter. Isn't he the great big American hero? Come on, man.
or could be.
I mean, he's 30. I mean, I mean, at this point, if it's not him, who is it? It can't be Deontay Wilder, right? Everyone just sacrificed him, let him go. You know, he loses once, and everyone just, you know, forgets about him. You know,
wait
that
a
shows you
minute.
how fickle these fans are.
But why did you have to mention sacrifice?
Terrence Crawford, and these guys can't figure out who's going to be the top dog. These guys don't want to face each other. It's all these roadblocks, and Terrence Crawford just wants to fight these foreigners.
Hey,
from
Ball
other
Hype, we
countries who eat
do.
fried bananas.
Can I? Ball Type. Here's what I would say. Because I know you listen to the channel. Most of the panel here don't agree with the Crawford hype. We also criticize the American boxing landscape as it being kind of weak, and guys like Sean Porter, Timothy Bradley before that, guys like that never got the credit they deserve because they had a couple of losses for fighting really good competition. So we kind of promote that on this channel. Now maybe
So maybe
I'm missing
Ugas,
somebody.
You guys are happy with all these Cuban boxers, these Puerto Rican boxers, all these guys that eating fried bananas. Look, if you didn't grow up going
whoa,
wait
a second.
Hey, by the way, hold on a second. I gotta ask.
Why you gotta get racial?
I gotta ask Bold Hype.
Let's get racial. Let's get racial.
Yeah, let's get racial. I gotta ask Bold Hype something. Bold Hype, you mentioned sacrifice, right? And you mentioned Shalom too before. Did you say sacrifice? Are you referring to little Saint Simon, the child that was killed by a bunch of Jews for his blood? Is that what you were referring to?
Damn.
I'm referring to the idea of creative destruction. Sometimes we have to kill our babies and grow new ones instead.
Let me read this to you.
Let me read this to you. Deontay Wilder. We thought it was going to be Errol Spence. We thought it was Terrence Crawford. We've been waiting around for them. They're already 30 plus years old. These guys aren't doing anything, man. What's going on? So
let's talk
you
about.
guys are not talking about Virgil Ortiz. You guys are not calling for Pacquiao.
Let's talk about ancient bloodletting ritual. Let's talk about ancient Jewish bloodletting rituals. Let's talk about that since you want to get into the race thing. Let's talk about that. In the city of Trento in 1475, a child named Simon went missing in March 1475. Historical accounts are divided on where exactly the body was found, but the prevailing rumor at the time was that it was found in the cellar of a Jewish man named Samuel. What's going on, Bold Hype?
No.
Hey man, I'm not involved in that. I didn't bring that up. You brought it up. I didn't bring up Jews. Okay.
All right.
I didn't say anything.
Hey, and let me tell you something, Ball Hype. There's nothing wrong with fried bananas. You obviously never tried it.
Yeah, they're delicious. What are you doing?
Obviously never tried it. They're great.
Oh, you can't build muscles on fried bananas, man. You need free
Whoa! Speak for yourself, Ball Hype. You got to speak for yourself, man. There's plenty of my people that got muscles just eating that.
I'm not accepting your Dennis Ugas. I'm not accepting that. I'm sorry. I'm not accepting a 50-year-old Manny Pacquiao eating freaking lumpia and chicharron, dude. I'm not accepting that. All right, satisfied American.
Oh man, hey man, I'm telling you, I think Bold Hype, like Butch is in the chat. I think Bold Hype is the new contender, top contender for the caller of the year, man. Let me tell you.
That's what I was saying in the chat, man.
Yeah, that's what I said. Butch said, yeah, man, you get it.
He's an antagonist too. That's what I like.
Hey, but he makes things interesting, man. Because I mean, how long can we talk about fucking Pacquiao and Ellie Sackback?
Pressure on Terrence Crawford, man. Stop giving him a pass. All right, that's all I got to say.
Okay, we won't
all right, Ball Hype. All right, Ball Hype. Fucking see you later.
Bald Hype, thank you for your call.
I think the BDA number is one off of a suicide hotline or something. Sometimes like. So I think Kevin first called in. Oh my God, circling the drain. Oh my! It's like just jump already, dude.
Yeah, this guy's he's the man. He's the new guy in town because Kevin had a breakdown. Right? He wouldn't let that race thing go.
What happened to Kevin? Wait. What happened to Kevin? What happened?
Oh well, it hasn't gone well for Kevin. Stipe Mio, whatever his name is, lost in the UFC to a black guy, and then England.
But honestly, he's gotten better. I'm talking about the first. Remember, you just like. Boxing's dying, and this guy here. You guys need an American hero. Who said?
Well, yeah, even before that, he was going at Stu like really hard.
Well, I mean, you can come at you. You can come at whoever you want, but it wasn't that. It was just a general like desperation. Like, help me.
Whoa, Gonzalo. Stu's a big boy. He can handle himself.
You guys need to get off an American hero. Jimmy's like, what are you talking about? Any of you guys need an American hero.
Hey, by the way,
how's that have to do with boxing?
Here's a video. Since we were talking about Eli Sackback, I had to dig up this gem from May 25, 2009. This was when Pacquiao and Mayweather were at the apex of their careers in the welterweight division, and this is what Sackback. This is who Sackback wanted to see them fight. Hold on, let me see if this is a clip.
I want to see a Pacquiao-Salida fight. Let's make it happen and see who's gonna win. I know Manny is at the top of his game, but so is Salida.
Dimitri. Okay, okay, hold on. Butcher says he thought that was a woman. Okay, that was Eli Sackback doing a video in 2009 where he said, "Come on, Manny," talking about Manny Pacquiao, "give Dimitri Salida his shot." Dimitri Salida, if you remember, was a guy that eventually.
I wonder why he was picking Dimitri Salida. Yeah,
I wonder why.
I mean, you want me not to like talk about it? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so right, Dimitri Salida. Let's think about what would have happened there. Massacre.
Well, he
Pacquiao
ended up
by
getting
massacre.
he ended up getting knocked out by Khan in one round, I believe. So
Exactly, Khan probably the worst person they wanted to beat.
You know what?
Probably the worst
I like?
guy. They would want to go in there to knock their boy out, and it happened.
Well, in setback after like we gets thrown out of a gym or something, and he makes on a video. Don't worry, guys, I'm all right. Like who the fuck who's worrying?
Nobody. I would love for somebody to whisper in his ear, like a friend of his, and be like, "Hey, Elliot, nobody asked you. Stop saying that." Just like a look, and everybody hears it. You know, like, "Oh shit, okay." Nobody cares if you're okay.
Well, what's going on with you? What?
I was hoping you weren't.
Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Yeah, but
I've never heard that last name before. I've always been interested by last names because of the military. There's obviously a lot of people, and when you read their name tags, you get to know a lot of last names. I never heard that one before.
I agree.
Is that even
Salita?
Yes.
He's Russian. What was it? Russian Jew?
Yeah, it's Eastern European. Yeah.
He's Eastern European. But Salita, what was his biggest win? What was Salita's biggest win?
I think when he beat the IRS when they tried to audit him.
When he was born into the tribe.
Listen, is Setback German?
I don't know. I don't think. No. He doesn't look German.
I don't care.
Czechoslovakian. Yeah, like Czechoslovakian. I think Ukraine, somewhere around there.
I'm not in the mood to be playing Jewish geography.
Let's just put it this way, Gonzalo. Let's just put it this way. If he was around in the 1940s, he'd be taking a nice long train ride somewhere else, man. Let's just put it that way. All right, listen.
Bullshit, dude. Come on, we all know that motherfucker would have been one of the ones wearing a different colored star, rounding his people up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Dude, let's be honest. That's the best. Hey, the best hunters were Jews. That's not fucking being disparaging. That's something they talk about. That's a black eye.
I heard they're really smart.
George Soros.
The common man is like their IQ is like 115 or something.
Well, yeah, the tribe that Ben Shapiro belongs to, that tribe, the Hasidic or whatever. They're there as an ethnic group, the highest average IQ. I think it's like 117.
Get the fuck out of here.
He talks about it all the time. Does it? And then what's the best thing about him? Just to sidetrack, and then he'll go on and say, people talk about IQ as that's bringing race into it. That to me is too close on the edge. But he'll say that about himself more times than I can remember. It's like you slick little fuck.
You talking about Ben Shapiro? You talking about Ben Shapiro?
He brings up the fact that his people have the highest collective IQ of any group on the planet.
Ashkenazi, he's an Ashkenazi.
Oh, he said he added the Nazi at the end.
I can't say the name either.
Real quick,
they
real
do
quick.
have the highest.
Let's go back to the guy from Fight Hype, because I just remembered he did. First of all, he looks like Teofimo Lopez Sr. That's not a good thing. And he was interviewing Regis Prograis the other day. I just want to see you guys tell me how he sounds. This dude, hold on.
Do you want to fight on this card? You know,
hold on. That's not.
When it was first brought to you, were you kind of like, Jake Paul? Nah, bro, I'm good.
Okay, I don't see anything wrong with the way the guy talks, but remember, he's the guy that when he was in there with Mayweather in his car, he kept going, And I remember the jokes at the time where this guy is rubbing one out being next to Mayweather. Well, I go to the comment section here. I went to the comment section here on this video he did, this interview he did with Prograis, and look at that. Listen to some of the comments people are saying. And again, I don't know why people would bring this up, but somebody goes, dude, a little suspect for real. Okay, that's one comment. Then another guy goes, "What's up with this interviewer? He's gay as he's gay as hell." And the guy actually replies, the guy from Fight Hype. People go, "LOL, LOL," and then the guy goes, "Why are you thinking about gay men during a boxing interview? Did something resonate with you?" And he puts like a couple of emojis. But why answer back? And then the guy goes, "Oh, the truth hurt, huh? You gotta relax. It's just your hand gestures and neck rolling. I just call it the way I see it." And then, I mean, there's a whole bunch of people saying he's gay. Does anybody get that vibe from the guy that he might be a little bit?
Look, I don't know. I mean, it's just this whole worshiping, other men that probably like us. We just find it weird, right? We just find it weird that somebody would worship, another man, and be like, everything they say is deep. Word, damn, facts, bro. Come on, man. What the fuck you doing?
Well, I could never do that for a living. I'd be like, wow, man, if you do to your opponents what you do to the English language, motherfucker, you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame, kid, because you stupid.
Hey, somebody goes. This guy's a honey bagger. I've never heard that one before. A honey bagger. Somebody else says this guy sounds sweet. The fuck is it? This guy sounds sweet. Oh man.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I got to watch more of his.
There was this guy. There was Floyd was after a fight. Floyd was saying, "Because I have this," and he pointed to his brain. See that? Because I had this, and some guy, the guy who's filming, goes like, "Mm-hmm."
It was
and
him.
Floyd also says, because I have, "What?"
It was that guy. It was the guy from Fight Hub. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then because I have this, and the guy goes, "Mm-hmm," and I have this.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, Mayweather was saying, "I'm gonna beat Zab Judah because he says Zab Judah got this." He points to the fist, and he got this. He says the brain, but then Mayweather goes, "But he don't have this," and he points to the heart. And the other guy goes, "You can hear him with the camera go." It's like, okay, what? Are you getting?
Like he's like, he should have threw a mic down on the ground, right? Reporting and threw his mic down. Like what a clown.
But Jimmy, that was the dude there from Fight Hype, not Ellie Sagbach.
Yeah, no, I know, but you know what I mean? Right there at that point, it wouldn't have been any more obvious if he would have fucking spiked his microphone.
Yeah. Hey, listen, this is the BDA interview. Yeah, man, I'm going in there and I'm gonna beat all these guys up. Nobody can compete with me, man.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna get them, man. Let me tell you. Everybody, man.
Didn't that just get Steven Crowder suspended or demonetized for?
Wait, what happened with Steven Crowder?
Oh, he got demonetized, kicked off. Demonetized and
kicked off YouTube.
Else. Yeah, off YouTube. Yeah, it
for
came
what?
Out last night, for pretty much doing. Well, he was talking about. Well, just real quick, he just said, I just want to let you know that this wasn't. He was talking about one of his videos that was, demonetized, and before you watch it, you had to say that you were 18. And then one of his guys put up, these are videos right now on YouTube that you can watch without being like saying, hit the button saying you're 18. And it was a guy, and this gay guy, jacked up, but he was behind it. He was like on his chest, right on his stomach, and they had a sheet behind him, and his boyfriend, and it was game. He had to know whether it was a dildo or the dude's dick. Dude, this was Crowder showing. He's like, just to let you know, my video talking about, I forget what it was, something mundane, just conservative viewpoint, had to be, verified, but you can watch this right now. And because I think they said that was targeting them as for hate.
I was going to ask you, where can I watch that video?
Yeah, that was just one of a couple of things, I guess. But anyway.
I was going to ask you, where can I watch that video there of the dildo thing? But you're telling me you don't know, so I'll have to find it myself.
It's on the fucking, if you watch it, I just got so, I was freaked out. It was, I couldn't believe it. It was creepy, man.
Listen, man.
Floyd, that intelligence. He's so smart.
He's got that big intelligence. He's got that big, juicy intelligence.
Floyd, you should sit down with Thomas Sowell, bro. You guys should just break it down, man.
You should sit on
complete
Thomas
difference.
Somebody just pass a watermelon.
Floyd.
I'm waiting for that to happen. I swear to God, Floyd's gonna be talking and he's gonna be disgusted.
Keep talking, Floyd. Keep talking. I'm almost there.
I
think like a few episodes ago, I gave like a real when I was talking.
Oh yeah, you did.
I was drinking a couple beers.
Yeah, you did. You were saying you were talking real fast because you thought somebody was going to interrupt you. Like, but maybe I would say this, and then maybe I would go It's like,
because I was watching him and I go
Yes,
as soon as he did.
I was
And he put his
watching
hand on his chin and looked up in the air.
Oh, this is the greatest right now.
You know what we should do?
That's a definite Hall of Fame Gonzalo moment. That was great.
He's got a bunch. Hey, you know what?
Arsenio,
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Arsenio used to do it.
Yeah, remember things that make you say Jimmy.
Yep, the episode. Things that make you go He would say that at the beginning of his show, yep.
By the way, I can hear Gonzalo's dogs in the background, man. God damn, those dogs are loud, man. Those dogs are
like
loud.
Lobito is talking to us. That's what he's doing. And you know what? What's my response to Lobito?
Oh, come on. Yeah, I see. I knew he was gonna.
Somebody in the chat said that somebody walked into my room and it was hard to explain to them that I was listening to a boxing show. I keep telling you, Mr. BDA, you play those porn sounds, man. Like
what, these ones?
Man.
That's from his days in the industry.
Yeah, man, you can't do that all the time. Listen, people are watching the show. All right. What the hell is going? What the hell? Where did you even get that?
Right up the chocolate bonbon factory.
It was descending into madness.
Right up the chocolate bonbon factory.
When you're sampling those, when your woman walks in, does she say, "Hey, what's going on, hon"?
Well, she's got the ball gag, so she can't talk.
Put your tongue up my asshole and start licking.
You see, I got a whole bunch of them. Don't make me play them.
Listen, that's why I either go into when I do the show, I either go into my basement or I go into the garage. That's it.
Or the kitchen.
I do the show.
Yeah, if you're playing this with your speakers on, you still haven't. I guess you're not familiar with the show, man. But it is what it is. No, but Butcher's right. I shouldn't be playing them. What?
Sorry,
go ahead.
Colonel. I put a video in the group chat on Discord of the thing I was talking about with Ellie hitting the fucking pissing spazzing out on Goosen.
Yeah, but the problem is we can't watch it.
Let me check this out.
The problem is we can't watch it on the screen because otherwise it's a segback video, and since we're badmouthing the shit, since we're badmouthing the shit
you
out of
think
him,
he's gonna fucking copyright your ass?
I'm sure he would, man. I mean, come on, he's a type of.
No,
he's
dude, yeah, bro. That's
Honestly,
a
all
big
you have
thing
to do
with
is play
amongst the
the audio.
YouTube community. They're always doing that to each other. I wouldn't doubt it if Ellie was cruising. Oh, absolutely, bro. You get somebody demonetized or they get suspended. Like he couldn't live stream for. It depends on how many community strikes you get. Yeah.
Butcho,
Well,
you
honestly,
started.
the audio is priceless. You can hear the bag slapping. Oh! He almost blew Goosen off the fucking frame.
Hey, BDA, read official's comment.
Hey, my whole neighborhood surely thinks I'm watching gay porn right now. Come on. Oh yeah, Butcher's right. Butcher's right. I overdid a little bit today with those. But you know what? Listen. Variety is a spice.
We got a little out of hand. We got a little too happy. I guess.
No. I didn't insult nobody. I didn't insult nobody.
The Ramrod Jim. The Ramrod Jim.
The Ramrod Jim, yeah. Listen, as long as we got energy here, maybe we should do a short. Maybe we should do a short second or second ready.
Yeah, man, let's do it. I'm ready. Whatever, man.
But we can't talk fucking politics, man. Otherwise, we're gonna get shut down.
Well, we could talk about it in slick ways, not in direct. Well, I'll talk to you offline. I'll tell you what I mean.
It's just real dangerous right now. They're like cruising, looking to just bang anybody. Right now, it's crazy.
Would you please stop using the words?
Zoom calls bragging about popping people.
Please stop using the words cruising and bang. All right, you're creeping me out, man.
Remember that song, Bango, Bang, Bango, Bango? Remember that song? You guys remember that?
It's from the 90s, or?
Bango, Bango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys think about the border crisis? Everything that Biden
All right,
said about open borders.
let's end the show now.
Hey, hold on,
Just kidding,
real quick. I gotta. Hold on. No, yeah, we can't talk about that, Gonzalo. Steven Schneider. No, Chris K. Shout out to Chris K for his contribution. He says Munguia is fighting Zelensky. What's going on with Triple G? Yeah, well, Triple G is not fighting Munguia anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna fight Murata, more likely.
That's a fight for him.
Yeah.
Triple G needs to fucking
promoted
just
him
get
last
past
night.
his anger and retire. To be honest with you,
I like him like this. To be honest with you, there's something.
Everything's being done out of bitterness now. He really hates the sport for what it did to him. He just wants his money. He doesn't give a. You know what I mean? Like, I just get that vibe from him. Yeah, I just don't think he just angry. Feels he got fucked. Well, he did get fucked, and he just took away his legacy from him, corrupt judging, and he's bitter, and he's just gonna get his before he walks away. And I don't blame him, but I don't like watching it at the same time. Anyways.
Hey, listen. Here's what we can do. We can. Bucho, are you there?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Can you set up? Can you set up the second Renaissance from over there, please, on the other end, and that way I can just while we're still here, I just as soon as I finish this, boom, we can. Yeah. All right.
Second Renaissance chat. Don't forget.
Second Rennie. Yeah. You know what? Let me
subscribe. We should be subscribing to that channel. Everybody.
Yeah. If you're not subscribed to the Second Renaissance yet, I don't know what to tell you.
You're missing the movement.
Or as we call it, who's gay? That's BDA's titles that have questions at a time. Hey, look at this guy.
Hey, you know what we can talk about?
What's up with this guy? What does this mean?
Nobody says that, Pete. Come on, nobody says that.
Yeah, but remember when you had Clarissa Shields coming out of that dumpster? I mean, seriously, when you showed the video of the coming out of the dumpster with the wings on, some kind of like artistic. Remember that episode?
Autistic.
You had on there.
Autistic. Not artistic.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
You had some like artsy thing where this chick comes out of a dumpster with wings on. She was gigantic.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. First of all, she didn't come out of a dumpster. She didn't come out of a. She didn't come out of a dumpster. You're making it out to me.
That was
she came out of the. Yeah, she came out in Pete's version. She came out of the sewers like a fucking mutant. Just started.
I thought it was a Shields ring walk.
No, that was that was the Black Lives Matter chick. That once was into magic and voodoo and hood and all that.
Yeah, that was creepy.
But you know what? You know what we can talk about? Pete, did you read that Casey Anthony is going to be opening up she wants to become a private detective to help women that were falsely accused of murder or whatever else?
Oh, like how many times that really happened? Like how many times that really happened?
What a shame.
I told my mom, and I stand by it. Someone's just gonna fucking.
Listen, if there's anybody who's been falsely accused, if there's any gender or sex that's been falsely accused of murder, are men.
That's right.
She's a despicable bitch.
Think about it. Men commit 90% of all homicides. So
yeah, but
I'm pretty sure.
But her homicide beats a lot of fucking percentages because that was vicious. She threw her child away like garbage in the fucking.
Oh, you talking about? I know you talking about. You talking about the bitch from Florida? You talking about the bitch
Casey Anthony, man? I'd spit in that bitch's face, like, and the fact that she had
she's down there.
Father who loved that
she's
kid,
down there your way, man.
What you said, Pete?
Well, not to say the town, but she's down there your way. Honestly, she's in that town.
Where I grew up at, or where I'm at now?
No, Clearwater.
Oh, okay.
No, hell no.
So she's by Broward
County.
Already. She's in Broward County. Yeah.
But what a fucking
Northern Broward.
She'd be dead already. She's got no shame, right? To even do that, to bring her face back into public, like no shame.
Never skip the beat.
You know what her problem is? You want to know? But hold on, you want to know what the problem is? We'll find out on Second Renaissance. What do you think about that?
That's right. That's right.
She was never held accountable. That's her problem. But yeah,
nah, that's not her problem.
I see you, VDA. I see what you're doing there.
That's right.
I see you.
Jimmy.
I see you.
All right, take it easy. All right,
listen. She's gonna get a visit from the black-eyed children. I hope.
Ooh, Jimmy, we got to do that. Second Renaissance. If you guys want to know what Jimmy is talking about, Second Renaissance.
All right, listen, we're gonna end this. We're gonna go over to Second Rennie. Stay tuned for that one. While we move
Stay
over
on the
to
line.
that,
Should we stay on the Discord?
no, I'll call you fellas. I'll call all of you.
All right.
Gonzalo, you down for that or?
Yeah, a little while. Yeah, of course.
Doesn't sound like it, man. All right.
course,
Well,
of
I'll
course.
call you anyway. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I'll call you fellas. Don't forget, Second Renaissance might take about 5 minutes maybe to set up. So head on over there. Butch is putting up the links there in the description and in the chat. So before we go, fellas, don't forget, thank you to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button. Heading over, like I said, heading over to Second Renaissance. Shout out to everybody that donated the super chat. For some reason, I can't go back to all the names, but shout out to Chris K, Steven Schneider, Chet Collins, everybody. You guys know who you are. Everybody who contributed, and shout out to everybody who stayed on the chat and listened to our more than interesting conversation. Get Hands, Official Scorecard Boxing. Shout out to Official. He says, Friendly Fighter, Vince Vegas, Baby Gamacho. What the fuck? 1 foot out the door, GB Guthrie, Vince Vegas. You guys know who you are. Everybody that called in too, by the way. Virtuoso also in the house. Shout out to Virtuoso, Arian Yuda.
I'll see you guys in the Second Renaissance.
All right, see you fellas. One hitter, Shadow Boxing, Blues Boxing, Good and Reason, Nordic Warrior, Travis the Chimp, Julio Martinez, Shepherd of Sons, Amak PvP, Hard Recoil. You guys know who you are. Thank you for joining us. We got to go. Heading over to Second Renaissance. Check it out. And we'll see you on the next one, folks.